podcast.
No regrets. And his name was Jason.
Sorry, Jason. Episode 104 of the Portland Beer Club podcast, the newlywed edition. So, our wonderful Farkas and his lovely wife lost a furry family friend this weekend, so he is taking tonight off, and instead we have Mrs. Beef and Mrs. Shitz in the studio with us. What?
Here.
Beth and Carrie, hello, welcome to the show.
I'm going to say add picking our own nicknames for that, because we definitely did not have a say in that nickname.
Nobody in this room did.
And you thought yours was going to be the worst.
Well, when we started this, I would just put on our thing Stutz, and then Chad converted it to Shitz, so that's how I got stuck with
Yeah,
Shitz.
I kind of forget how that happened, but he kind of willed that a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a forcing by Chadwick there,
Yeah.
but I'm okay with it.
So, my prediction is there's going to be a lot of Sorry Jason moments tonight. So we'll just get that out of the way now, although we'll just keep saying it later because it's always fun to say. Yeah. So, guys, we, 2 weeks ago, all went to Brewhouse together.
Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, pew, pew. And had a great time. And, Beth, you can speak. I can tell you have words behind the mouth that want to come out. It's okay.
Well, I wanted to start with you're welcome, Jason. I don't know what they're talking about. You are welcome.
Yeah. So what'd you guys think of Brewhouse?
It was pretty solid,
Yeah.
but... there's always a but, isn't there?
There's always a but. What's your but with the place?
The but was just the lack of variety.
Oh, right.
Two West Coast, two hazies,
A pale.
a pale, and a hoppy lager.
Or a lager or pilsner. Yeah.
Hoppy lager and a pilsner.
Yeah.
So it's just everything was
And a
super
triple.
light. Oh yeah, that's right. Not the double, triple.
And a
triple
hop
hazy.
water.
And a hop water.
There was just nothing dark. I wanted to try one of the
Yeah, I definitely wanted to try some of the dark stuff, but everything we had was really good, I thought.
Very good, yeah.
The triple in particular I loved. There was also was it a West Coast?
There was a West Coast pale and a West Coast
the
double, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, everything was really good. I thought I was very happy with it. But yeah, it would have been nice to have some dark stuff on the menu. There was a good restaurant tied in with them. What was that place called?
Lovejoy PDX.
Lovejoy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they did like Mediterranean food. Is that kind of what
Yeah.
it was?
A lot of lamb.
Lamb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sausage
it was a lot of-
sandwiches and. Yeah, but a great spot. Kind of gives you that Festival of the Dark Arts vibe while you're sitting there. And
Oh, it totally was. Like a church for Satan.
yeah,
A little bit.
yeah. And they're just 4, 5, 6 blocks away from the Great Notion down in that area. It's down in Industrial Northwest, and it was interesting that we go there. This was the week after opening, and then we went to Great Notion afterwards, and there was only 2 people in Great Notion. Which eventually started to fill up before we left, but I thought that was pretty odd. That before trying to get into Great Notion was always pretty crowded.
It seemed like a lot of the people that had been at Brewhouse with us ended up at Great Notion.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that we were all on the same time schedule, or we were like 20 minutes in front of 4 or 5 other groups. It seemed.
Yeah, and for those who aren't aware of what Brewhouse is, it's the guy who started it is a former Great Notion guy, correct?
I don't know.
I believe that's the case. I believe so.
It would make sense with their ties.
Yeah. So, if I'm wrong on that, let us know at marcus@gmail.com. Yeah. But anyways, I really liked it. I look forward to going back, and I look forward to seeing their stuff on Tap House menus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of telling, though, that everyone decided to go to Brewhouse first, had to get that, and then like, while I'm here, I guess I'll have one at Great Notion.
Yeah. We're in the area.
Yeah.
As, some guys driving around looking for McTarnahans still. Nope. The good old days.
McTarnahans.
Well, let's see. Before we started this show, we met at Breakside Beaverton and had some delicious beers there. But we went more for the taquitos more than anything because they have some really good food trucks at that spot. So, what'd you guys have and what'd you like? Let's talk about it.
Ooh, well, I didn't have this time, but Farmer and the Beast, their burger, so good.
The smash burger.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Along with the fries. The fries are really good too.
And the special sauce.
Yeah. And you and I had taquitos.
Finally.
I also had
Finally.
taquitos,
Because
finally.
we were there last week, and we were waiting for my friend to show up. By the time he showed up, he said he wasn't eating, and then we looked up, and they were putting up the sign for they were all out of taquitos. So, sorry, now we have to have burgers instead. It's still really good.
Tough life.
It was still really good,
But
but
we had to go back for taquitos. 'cause
you
that
did
was
have
the
to go
goal.
back for taquitos.
The
Tito's
The
taquitos.
tacos are amazing though too. That's what I had.
Short rib tacos.
No,
So
she didn't
good.
get the short rib. I
You
didn't
didn't
get
get
her
the
the
short rib?
Yeah.
I got everything else though.
Yeah.
I got a chicken, a pork, and a beef.
And a beef. Okay.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was good. Super
Yeah.
solid. Yeah. I think it's the first time I've had a taquito with potato in it.
Definitely for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. It worked.
It did.
With the meat on top.
On top.
Yeah, with some...
And the slaw on the bottom.
Yes, you got to. Got to.
Yeah.
And that's meant for eating.
Yes, it is meant for eating. It's not garnish, Sean.
What, the cabbage?
The cabbage.
Oh, it's
The
both.
slaw on the bottom.
It's not accessories.
It's not accessory.
Oh.
I thought it
No.
was just like a barrier between the food and the
No,
dish.
you let the
It's
meat
for-
juice saturate into it,
You don't
and
want
then
your
you.
food to touch the dish.
Yeah, no.
Gross.
I don't want dish food. What is
Sean
this?
Sean
For
is a
looks and
compartmental
taste.
eater, so but that's a different show.
It's a different
Oh,
podcast.
I
Yeah.
feel like my wife is too, so
Yeah.
maybe
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you eat all?
let's delve deeper.
You have to eat all of one thing and then move around the plate. You don't go back. And when I was a kid, if it touched, like your mashed potatoes touched your peas,
Oh, you're a
there was
separatist.
a no man's land. So you eat
Separatist.
all the mashed potatoes you want that aren't touching the peas, and then you eat all the peas that you want that aren't touching the mashed potatoes. I've gotten better.
You're welcome, Jason.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jason. We explained to them what Sorry Jason was, and now they're going hog wild with it.
I will say the food at Breakside's
I don't think
amazing.
hog wild is the term.
But the beer was really good too. They have a lot
Yes.
of great IPAs. Like I don't think I've ever had a bad IPA at Breakside.
No.
So.
It's the light lager from Savannah, Georgia.
Oh,
It's gonna
yeah.
be really good and fresh.
I went to Savannah, Georgia in the beginning of February and brought back some amazing grocery store beers. So enjoy.
Oh.
It's gonna be real good.
I realize that like all that I have are either lambic or like imperial barrel aged stouts or barley wine.
That's
so I
all that's
wanted
left
to.
in your fridge right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. We went to John's Market before we met with you guys earlier just to get 2 beers.
We
back
thought
for
we might
tonight.
see you there.
It crossed my mind. It really did.
So let's see. We have a short list today, but
But it'll be a long show. Don't you worry, Jason.
we'll make
Real
sure
long.
we live up to Jason's standards for our show. Freem has announced they're expanding to Milwaukee. They're going to be entering the old Milwaukee
City Hall
building, which should be pretty cool.
That's gonna have a cool
I
vibe.
didn't see when this is happening. Is this going to be a summer
April
thing?
of 25.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're
so
a year
we're-
out.
Spring of
out.
25. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right.
Right?
Guess
Yeah.
we're not going this summer.
Yeah. When I read that, it was like, ooh, awesome, cool. Oh.
Delayed gratification.
No, I want it now.
I always like in those articles the computer generated. This is what it's going to look like. And you don't know.
Yeah, you're
There
rendering.
could be a sinkhole open up there. You don't know that's what it's going to look like.
Some of them do look pretty bad, like very clearly computer generated. Like the textures are terrible.
Yeah. There's always like the one person in mid motion.
Yes.
Nobody walks like that. Beef, you're or Mr. Beef, since we have 2 beefs. The next story is yours.
They're pounding through these.
Well, we only got 2 to pound through.
That's true.
I have trivia if you want it.
Oh, let's do trivia real quick.
Oh, I have 5 questions. The winner gets an amazing prize. I'm a little pumped about it.
Is it a little yellow duck?
She just whipped this
okay.
up between Breakside and now.
I did. I don't know if you guys have heard about the yellow ducks, but we were house sitting for them, and while they were gone, innocently on their trip, enjoying their lives, we put 50 tiny yellow ducks around their house, and they came home tired and found them, and then had to find all of them. There is still one missing, so I'm spending this entire show looking for it.
Duck number 46.
Yeah, just somewhere around this house.
Well, this is the room where a duck would get lost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
just
would.
sitting- they're
Uh-huh.
really tiny, but they're bright. I don't know. I lose sleep
I
over
bet
it.
it's like back behind these speakers here.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
Oh yeah, trivia.
All right. So my first question.
Quickest one on the Google wins.
Is that what it is?
No.
Oh.
You guys
Okay.
don't- Do not look up the answers.
Oh.
first one to yell out the correct answer
Okay.
wins. And just keep yelling out answers. I don't care.
Oh, this isn't how we normally do trivia. That's okay.
This is
Come on
no
in.
holds barred.
Come on in with your house rules.
All right. First brewery in Portland. Go.
Yingling.
First brewery in Portland?
Yeah.
Portland Brewing Company.
Craft beer or any brewing?
Don't ask hard questions. I'm going to say any brewing.
Full Sail.
And then you judge the answer.
Well, I would maybe go with Henry Weinhardt.
I'll actually give you, there's 2 possible answers. I'll give you either. Not that.
Augustus Busch.
No, that sounds dirty.
Well,
Augustus Gloop.
This is not Willy Wonka.
How many guesses are we allowed? Can I keep going?
Widmer?
Not Widmer.
Full Sail.
It's got to go earlier than that. Back in the day when we had Saxer.
Are you guys embarrassed right now
Are you
that you
asking
don't
the
know this
listeners?
you don't know
No.
this question answer to this
I do not
question?
feel embarrassed at all.
Okay.
Not one
This
bit
hasn't
about
come
that.
up on your show
This
before.
could theoretically go back to the 1800s. I
Yeah,
mean,
let's go back that far. I'll tell you, the
Right?
fact that you
John
know what the organ
Barleycorns.
grinder is, you have all the cool points in my book.
say again?
The organ grinder.
Oh.
The fact that you know what that is.
It's not the Oregon grinder. It's the organ
Oh,
grinder.
yeah, organ
It is the
grinder.
organ.
Yeah.
Which I thought was
organ
like
grinder, which
like
is a
butcher
horrible.
shop?
It is.
Yeah,
It really
I
is.
was thinking too.
I know.
I have a
Go.
fine liver pate.
It should have
Yeah,
been.
right?
It
It's where
should
you
have
go
been the
just off your
Oregon
liver.
This
grinder.
place for kids.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
do you want
know.
us to keep yelling? Are we getting
Nope,
close?
I'll just tell you because you guys are not anywhere close. So it says many sources say it's Liberty Brewery,
Okay.
but the first advertised one that you could like print something out and show people is Charles Barrett's Portland Brewing General Grocery Establishment.
All right.
Yeah, just I don't know. I thought maybe you guys would know this.
So far, nobody's getting this prize.
That's
Yeah.
all right. It's a really amazing prize. You're gonna be real upset if you don't get it.
Okay.
I'll be
Yes, you
honest.
are.
I'll be real upset if Jim gets it.
I'm gonna purposely
She's like, I
lose.
don't want to take this home.
Something that Jim's been trying to get rid of for a while.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So my second question, this has to do with Ireland because
Ah.
some people might be going to Ireland in the next year in this
Wow.
room. Not me.
We'll be close.
Okay, so do you guys know about the Guinness Brewery?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
those
here's the
eyes
thing.
from Carrie.
I was trying to find.
How many minutes it takes to pour the perfect pint,
No, but that's amazing.
or seconds?
I probably shouldn't record this.
Got a hard
and
pour.
put it in. I stole my Guinness glass from the brew. I still have it, the tasting room.
I'm sure the statute of limitations have ended.
Right? It's been. I mean,
She's wanted in Ireland there.
now I.
Give us our goddamn glass.
Now
back,
we
would
can't
ya?
go back.
So yeah, why do you
So-
think we're
You're
not
arrested
going?
right when you get off the airplane.
Right. They make me
Customs
claim
agents
it.
waiting for it.
We're
Gonna
guilty.
take you to the Hague.
We're guilty by association now.
Yeah.
We got to change our names.
Aiding and abetting.
Don't
Yep.
say our real name on this show.
Oh no, she.
We're the
Shit.
Shitzes.
I also had an ex-boyfriend borrowing my Guinness T-shirt from there, and I made him give it back. Like normally I'm
Borrowing.
like, oh, it's lost, or nope, that came from Dublin. I'm getting that shirt back. That was great. But anyway, okay, so Arthur Guinness in 1759 leased the land that the brewery is on for 9,000 years. Do you know how much he leased it for?
How much money?
Yeah, each year, annually, what they pay.
Oh, an annual payment.
Is this in dollars, euros, or what did they
Or
have
potatoes.
before year? Oh,
9,000
It is
potatoes
not
a
in
year.
potatoes.
Four
Stop it.
potatoes.
Don't listen money. It's in. It's listed in pounds.
Okay, so it's not. It's pre-year. Okay. Oh, wait.
If you can get something close to it, I'll give it to you.
What year?
1759. So it was common back then to do long leases just to get money, and then you'd have to pay like an entry fee, which was like a lot of money at the time, and then you'd have like a
So are you asking the total amount?
100
Nope.
pounds.
every
Roughly-
year to like for 9,000 years. What is the annual lease on this property?
99 pounds.
10 pounds.
I would cut that and go in between.
50
1
pounds.
pound.
It is 45 annually that they pay on this land.
Wow.
45 pounds annually. Isn't that ridiculous? And when I went originally, it was didn't give it in annual pounds. It was like It was really cheap a month. But that's what I found. 45 pounds a year.
So
That's
when
what
we
they pay for the lease on this land for a brewery that makes, I don't know.
do you know how much they charge for a tour?
A lot more than that.
It's like 36
80 pence a month,
pounds per person.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell him, no, I know what you pay for this property now. And I'm going to prorate my own fee to enter.
I'm not paying
gonna
your
haggle?
annual lease.
Yes, I'm going to haggle. And I'm not getting in.
That's
I'm going to be doing a window look.
That's
They might
not
let you in
how
the-
I expected that to
They
end.
might
I'll
let
be
you
a
in the gift
beggar on
shop.
the street.
And I'm not taking no for an answer. That's where I expected that to go.
They're like, you can go as far as a gift shop, buy what you want, but then you gotta get out.
Yes. Oh, good point. Yeah.
The
they told me
key
what
is to
do.
make it to the top floor where you try Guinness and like look over Dublin.
Yeah,
It's delicious.
we're going to do
That's
it.
a good question though, how long a pour is.
The proper pint was, I think, took like between 8 and 10 minutes to pour a proper pint of Guinness, from what I remember.
But we watched one on the Googles
And they-
or on the YouTubes that
So
was like
they poured the cap.
19
They
seconds.
poured the cap, and then they did a fast forward to when you top off the glass. And she's like, "Look how fast it's going." I'm like, "That's fast forward."
You
Because
can,
you pour-
you can hear their mouse voice in the background.
No, because you pour the head, and then you let it set, and that setting time takes a while. Then what I saw, which was different than the video we just watched, was they have like this tube that goes down the inside of the glass and fills it from below the cap. But this guy was pouring it through the head, so I don't know.
I've never seen it through the tube.
Yeah, it's not a tube. It's a I don't. I'm sure
Yeah,
there's a name for it.
Yeah, it's like a long skinny funnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yep.
And they just pour them and line them up all day long.
They do. They pour them so
Well,
that
it takes so long.
they're sitting along the bar.
And nobody wants.
Would you wait 10 minutes for Guinness? I know I'm not.
Yeah, we will see when we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they let you behind the bar. They
Nobody
let him
wants
behind
that
the
to
bar
happen.
in Mexico.
Don't ask, just go.
Well, that was different because I showed him how to do a trick. So
He did. He taught them all about combining whiskey with your.
pouring a
Whiskey
little,
stew.
pouring a little
yeah.
bourbon in your stout to create a kind of a cheater's.
And
bourbon
then they
barrel shot.
invited him
Yeah.
behind the bar. And they gave him a fancy headdress too.
Does he have a statue?
Pictures to come.
Is there a statue?
It's just of a guy out like this on the table, passed out at their favorite table. Yeah. All right. Question number 3.
All right. Who created the most beers in 2023?
Who created? Like
Yeah,
invented?
Like
or
who brewed?
Who brewed?
Not the most volume, not the most bottles or cans,
But
but
the
the
most-
most kinds of beers.
So
Variations of.
different styles of
Yeah.
beer?
So different styles or like a different beer name? Like
Different beer names. Because you might have like a single, double, triple of an IPA. But
all over the world?
I'm going to say U.S. because it's a U.S. company. But I would assume it's probably all over the world.
Budweiser?
No.
They probably brewed the most beer,
Volume.
volume-wise, but not the most kinds of beer.
Founders.
Like when you
Well,
walk
is
in.
this like? Is it like a one company that owns a ton of breweries?
A
or is it
parent
one
company,
particular
I was
brewery?
going to say.
It's one particular brewery.
Okay.
Oh.
And it's one that I hadn't really heard of.
Oh.
Oh. Then I might step down.
Jim,
I
you
feel
should
like-
know this.
I feel like Block 15 puts out a ton of beer.
Do you know what state the brewery's from? Or like what region of the country it's from?
I don't, but I'll look it up to give you guys a hint.
It's not an Oregon brewery.
Because there's...
And this is in
'Cause they're-
2023, if that.
Because like even small places like Great Notion or whatever will put out a whole bunch of one-off beers.
Right.
Or like some places
What
just...
about Massachusetts?
Massachusetts?
What if I
Night
said
Shift?
Anybody? Bueller?
So that sounds like a huge clue. So whatchamacallit?
Sam Adams?
Yeah.
Not Sam Adams.
Oh.
I picked hard trivia. Sorry, guys.
Is it Trillium?
Nope.
Massachusetts.
somebody has to win this prize?
Charlton, Massachusetts?
I said Night Shift?
Nope.
No.
I have no
They
idea.
actually won in 22 and 23.
I do not know.
You're going to say it, and I'm going to be like, oh. But I don't know it.
I think Beth just took nerdy
Yeah.
to a whole new.
Treehouse Brewing.
Oh,
Motherfucker.
Oh,
Motherfucker. I told you. I told you.
you know that brewery.
I do.
You shit the bed.
And I didn't know they were Massachusetts specifically. I knew they were Northeast. Grumble, grumble. Excuses, excuses.
All right. Question number 4.
Okay, this one's gonna be real hard. So, no.
Well, we're all tied, so
I like it.
tied for last.
All right. So here is who is thought to have invented beer.
The was it the Egyptians
Oh, you're so close.
or that area? What was it called?
Euphratean.
Yeah, the Euphrates River. That whole
Begins
cradle
with
Mesopotamia.
Mesopotamia era.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you.
Sumerian.
No, you stop because you're not winning this prize. It's a Sumerian.
Well, you said. Well, yeah. when you said
You shut your mouth.
That's what triggered me. Like
I
she
knew it
was
was the Middle
already.
East. I knew
Yeah.
that.
And ancient tablets that have been unearthed show that the original brewers were women, Sumerians, around 8,000
of course
BCE.
they were.
Because they
It
were
was
the
cooking.
gatherers.
It was cooking. Jim said that and he held his breath and looked around the
Like,
room.
where's?
From the land of sky blue.
And he
I was
looked-
waiting for it to hit.
He looked to his right.
We're sorry, Jason. This is for you. So you guys
have
won
it.
the
I have
prize. Oh,
Carrie needs it.
I have it.
Oh,
Was that only
It's all
4?
you-
Was that 4 questions or 5?
that was 5.
Oh, okay.
Did that not feel like
So who
enough?
won?
You guys won. 'Cause
How?
I'm not keeping it. You guys won.
But didn't you get a question?
Yeah, but you each got a question.
I didn't get. Oh, we got the question, Sean.
Okay,
right.
What
Yeah,
win?
well, it's staying here either way. So you guys won a Dune popcorn
I knew
bucket.
it. I knew it was going to be the Dune
The
popcorn
Dune
bucket.
popcorn bucket.
We're going to need to put
bucket.
that in the 19-year-old's room somewhere.
Yes.
You'll never see it
That
again.
room smells bad enough.
Is that going to be awful? Should we not do that? I don't know. The only thing I know about it is that it is not for popcorn. That's all I know.
And
That's all I've learned.
so it's had its run at your home.
It's too much.
I'm
You gotta
done
give
with
it
it.
away.
So next month we'll do another
Did it go
trivia,
through the
and we'll make sure it
sanitizer
goes
yet?
to Marcus's
Yeah, we'll
home
just
too.
leave it at
It'll just
Marcus.
it'll be the gift that keeps on giving.
I've worn it out already.
Thanks, Clark.
So we will
And-
bring that in. We left in the
yes.
car the surprise. Congratulations! You
So
are
we
now the
passing around
owner
here.
of an awkward
Proud new owners.
Dune
Uh,
popcorn bucket.
what are we
We're
drinking?
drinking the Grains of Wrath Papermaker Pale Ale.
It's got a pretty stellar label.
Yeah, it
does.
does.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm gonna get real nerdy on you guys.
Yeah.
I recently started like selling back my cans, returning my cans. I have trouble returning anything that we get from
John's Market.
John's Market, like anything. It doesn't matter what it is. And there was something else earlier today that I was like, I have trouble returning that too.
Because you like the labels so much?
Like they
or-
won't take it. They're like, oh, rejected, which is fine. It's not.
Because
I'm not losing sleep over it.
For
But
John's, and this is kind of a pet peeve, they put their UPC over the can UPC.
Oh.
So then, and they're not in the system, but the can
Yeah.
UPC is, so then you don't.
yeah.
So do
And
you have to take
those-
it back to John's then?
I don't think you can. We just recycle them.
I thought if
You
you,
can-
sold or things that have a deposit on it, you have to be able to provide the deposit
Right?
back.
If-
I've had issues with stuff.
So these are just in the automatic reading machines, but at each one of the places they have a manual person there, and for like 30 cents, the 10 can or the 3 or 4 cans that don't go through, we just toss them instead of waiting.
Yeah.
Well, she does. I can't handle the smell in that place, so.
It is an experience to return cans to recycling.
No, and remember in
the
the summertime and the bees would be
Yes.
swarming those places.
floor is sticky. And it's
And
not
then,
your
then the
sticky.
smell
No,
at that point
no.
when it's hot.
When I was in
definitely haven't
college-
vomited in that place.
When I
several
was in
times.
college, my roommate and I we'd have
I don't
get-togethers
think of
in
it.
our apartment, and then the next morning we just put all the cans outside our door, and the homeless people would come and get them. It's like a little automatic service for us. It was
Yeah.
nice.
Auto
Yeah, that's the
pickup.
way to do
Yeah.
it. Like if you don't
Yeah.
want to return them.
They want them.
Yeah. I realized I had gone to
Symbiotic.
Costco and I was buying a big case of water for a road trip.
Yeah,
and the
this
whole
is what-
case, 40 bottles of water, were $3.19. And when I rang it up, it was an extra $4 for the bottle deposit, which is fine. Like we're not, missing meals out of that, or we can still pay our bills. But I was like, it's cost more for this bottle deposit than
Than
the
for
case
the-
of water.
Right.
So I started taking cans back and selling them back, returning them. And if we can't, it's not a big deal. We just put them in our recycling and recycle them. They still get recycled. But like that was like a big eye opener. Like, gosh, this is expensive when we buy cans. It adds up. So these single cans, whatever, not a big deal. But observation.
When does the shouting and clapping start? Because I always hear that when I'm downstairs and they're recording the
Yeah,
show. I
make a
hear a
good
lot
joke.
of, I hear a lot of
Or a good
shouting and
callback.
That's
clapping.
Marcus. He usually gets up and starts doing jumping jacks
Okay.
Yes.
in the middle of the show.
I just-
Marcus is very loud. He's a loud
I just didn't know if
person.
Beth and I should be clapping at
Someone
some
has
point.
to make
or-
a reference to the chicken dance.
Oh, who's going to do the chicken dance?
You?
No.
Yeah, you'd be so good at that.
So good.
Next topic.
So let me ask you guys this. And I know Beef and I have talked about this with Marcus, but I want to get your perspectives. What is it about a beer destination? So it could be a tap house, it could be a brewery, whatever, that makes you want to go back, aside from the quality of the beer?
Like specifics, not like I like the ambiance or
The bathrooms are clean.
That's
important?
that's specific enough. But
Yeah.
just a little bit deeper than the.
I
Yeah.
like food. Like if I'm going somewhere where
Yeah.
I'm drinking alcohol,
It's nice
having
to
the
have
food- the
something to soak it
option.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
nice.
good food.
The problem with a lot of tap houses and breweries right now is they're doing the non-food thing. Other than like you can get like the little table snacks, but because
But it doesn't have to be food produced in their kitchen. Like
Right.
Breakside has something I think that's so great with the trucks. Even the tap houses that position themselves with good restaurants around them that you can bring food into.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be in their location, but making sure that there's access to food.
okay,
I
what
think
else?
is helpful.
This is hard. Like
And
seating.
clean bathrooms.
Clean bathrooms. Seating is
Seating.
important. Like we went to Brewhouse. Great place, great location. You have to be prepared. They're huge church pews.
Yeah.
So you have to be
Community
comfortable
tables.
sharing tables. And if you're not, that's something to think about. But like I want to know that when I go that I can find a seat.
Yeah.
It's really annoying to like drive, 20, 25, 30 minutes to a place and be pumped and you get in there and there's nowhere to sit. And you're like,
Like
how do
a
you want
place
to
that
get
might rhyme with Boyle Seagens,
Yes.
where you can never get a goddamn place to sit.
Yeah, like it's when you're super excited to show up and you want to get a beer and then it turns out there's nowhere to sit. You don't want to get a beer and stand around. That's kind of so that's important. Seating.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And aesthetics.
Like what? What do you mean?
Like you like big noisy warehouses.
Like, I don't want a big noisy warehouse. You don't want it. You want to make sure. Like, one of the things that I think Breakside could improve on is the volume control.
The
they could put in
acoustics.
some the acoustics are not. They could
It
put
gets
in
really
some
loud in there.
soundproofing in the ceiling that would be helpful. But it just needs to be a aesthetically pleasing environment,
Yeah.
not a warehouse.
Yeah. And that,
I'm not thrilled with Great Notions. The location we were at,
yeah, it's
It-
pretty
it-
stale.
it is really stale in comparison to their other two locations.
Right.
I mean, the original for sure
It's fantastic.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
And then that one crops up and it's just, it feels a little like a hospital cafeteria.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
That I
really
don't,
does.
that
That's a
I
good way
don't
to put
want.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like this is a manufacturing facility and this
Yep.
is where they come in for their 30-minute
Yep.
lunch.
And they're
break.
going to slaughter a cow and, the warehouse
At the-
behind us. Yeah.
at the-
They're
at the organ
hanging meat.
grinder.
Yeah. At the organ grinder. Yes. Yes.
There's your claps. Yeah. Well, and like in the last 10 years, it seems like it's become real popular for these places to be popping up in warehouse
Industrial areas.
Yeah, industrial areas. And so you get these big, giant spaces with no sound control at all, and really kind of a lack of environment, unless like you really want to feel industrial and play Nine Inch Nails all day, I prefer kind of the places that have that kind of lodgy feel to them, a lot of wood and iron, and just I don't know, that feels comfortable with beer for me. But
Yeah, you want it to feel cozy without being crowded.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell you pull that off.
yeah.
I'll be honest, I feel like wineries do a really good job. If you go to a
Wineries
winery,
do a great job.
Yeah, it's really nice looking and it tends to be spread out.
Although the Mad Dog winery is not so nice, but
Like Mad Dog 2020.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a horrible location.
Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page on that.
Oh my God.
It's like by the dumpster. It's like behind a building outside.
Yeah.
They don't even let
Behind
you
the
in.
Burger King. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
full of high school kids.
Yeah.
So weird.
Oh, it smells like the fryer.
Did we get it right?
No, there's no
There's
right
no
or
wrong
wrong.
answer.
No.
Yeah.
It's a preference. What do you like?
There is, and we rock
But
it.
like one thing with wineries is I feel like they never get like actually loud. like it's like it's a tap house for a golf club, where
Like it could be too fancy.
no, where like they don't have to worry about acoustics. Like I'm thinking of not Archer Hill. I can't remember
Have
where
you
we went.
seen ladies drinking wine? We can get feisty. We can
Well,
get
yeah,
super
but
loud.
like
Ooh,
you
yeah.
like uproar for a minute and then you're back down to like super quiet.
But they use a lot of wood. I feel like the wood helps absorb that.
Okay, I just feel like it's a slightly different clientele that will help it
Yeah.
That's
stay
true.
quiet.
I also
Yeah.
don't like brightly lit places that feel like you're at an Applebee's.
Yeah.
Like the place over in Tannisbourne that your mom and I went to that one time. I can't remember what it's called, but we went there and the food was awful and the beers were awful.
You and my mom went to a tap house.
Wildwoods?
You and my
Oh,
my-
you and I and
the
your
three of us.
the three
Yeah.
of us. I
Yeah.
thought you went on a date with my
You're talking
mom, and
about
I was
Chicago.
You're
just curious.
finding out about it.
Oh, Hops and Drops.
Yes.
Hops and drops.
Hops and
that
drops.
place.
Well,
that
it was the
everything-
floor was dirty. My foot
yeah.
was in some sort of like special sauce. The like it wasn't it just was start to finish. But yeah, it felt like a
Yeah.
Well,
like an
when your claim to fame for your chain is we have frozen mugs,
Yes.
I don't have
Yeah.
high hopes for
Yeah.
the beer.
There is a chain here. I won't mention names that we went to. And
BJ's.
No, but we got like
I'll shit on that
frozen
one.
mugs and like ice chipped in it, like from the mug, and we're like,
Oh my God.
what is happening?
because
And it
how long
not
was
great.
that mug in the freezer, and how old is that ice chip
I'm like,
that
what are
just
you?
went?
And what are you hiding? Like, when
Yeah.
you have to make your beer so
Are
cold
we
you
not-
can't taste
Are
it.
we not
Like,
talking about the same place?
maybe. I don't know if I want to say. Is it bad to say?
No,
No,
go-
you can
go for
say.
it.
It's hops and drops.
Yes.
That's
Where
where
have
it
you
is.
been?
Oh,
That's
did
where
you
it's
say
from.
it?
That's where I
Oh.
stepped in the
We
special
literally just
sauce.
said
Oh,
the
I was,
name.
And
I
we
was pouring
should've-
my beer.
And we
Never listens, listeners.
we should have walked out before we walked
Yes.
in. You know, it was like we saw it coming, and then we still went in,
Yeah,
eyes
we
wide
flew through
open.
with it too. yeah.
that was
But
a
never
place-
again.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I
Once. One and
Felt like
done.
I was full of regret when we walked out of that place.
I was full of regret when we walked in.
Wait, are you crapping on BJ's? I love BJ's.
No, you don't.
They have. I will tell you, this is
What do
so
you think
not
of their
beer.
beer?
I'm sorry, Jason, but they have this bowl that I love. I think it's called BJ's Brewhouse Bowl, and it's like quinoa and. It's like really healthy. Quinoa,
haven't-
beans, and corn. I have to rush home after that. There is no
Oh.
You have
stopping.
to rush home because you've got to deal with something?
Yeah, it
That's-
destroys
that's
my
a good
stomach.
thing?
It gets her moving.
It's so good though.
It
It's a
tastes
thing-
good, but it gets
It's like
my
it's like
system
lactose
going.
intolerant people. They're like, we can get ice cream, but we gotta take it home. It's like that.
Need these over there? I see wax.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he gives me a cider to entertain myself in the corner like a kid. Here's
Go play with yourself
here's some
over there
crayons and some
Occupy your
colors.
mouth with this, Beth.
He knows me
Oh,
so well.
You brought that.
Listen, I'm
thing.
not
I
talking
did.
hops
It was
and
between
drops.
this and
And
the
this-
Great Notion.
Another thing
Okay.
about breweries
But I figured
is
Since I have two of these, I can always still get this one to Marcus.
having a patio is nice.
Yeah.
Especially when
is.
the weather's
I was
really
going to bring
nice.
Yeah.
the brew house can.
I
up and
agree.
drink
When
that
we went to
triple, but I
Hops
thought,
and
I'm gonna
Drops,
give
we
that
were
to
sitting
Marcus.
outside. This is like during the COVID rain, and it was like a cheap patio table, like practically in the parking lot. Like there's like traffic flying by our shoulders to get to the parking
To get to
spot.
Nordstrom Rack
We were pretty, yes.
or the Ulta,
Yeah, it was pretty. That was pretty rough.
Sean's favorite place.
Oh, mine too.
So, Beef, what are we drinking here? This is
This is Fort George's entomology. I believe
etymology.
I believe it's about ants, insects, where insects come from.
Etymology.
Is this a barley wine?
Yeah, this is the barrel-aged barley wine that we picked up the day, or I picked up the day after FOTA.
Okay.
Sloppy seconds?
Yeah, well, I went after I saw the big line.
You're
I
not
went running over
That smells like a barley wine.
and yeah, made sure I got one.
Well, they're drinking barley wine. I'm going to push my Two Town cider, bright cider, hard apple cider. It's delicious. I don't do barley wines, so just letting you people know if you're listening, I'm not alone.
What? That's I mean, it definitely tastes like a barley wine, but there's something very specific on that.
I don't know. I just finished up that pale ale, so
Is that honey?
swig some water around.
I don't know. It's honey or
It's like molasses.
molasses.
It's
yeah.
molasses.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. Flavored honey.
It's like blackstrap.
Yeah.
What is this, Abyss?
You got room right here.
Yeah. Too late.
That's
really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it smells nice.
Is that barrel aged?
Oh yeah.
It gotta be, yeah.
Yeah, it's barrels on the.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Oh, so I was laughing earlier. The cover to the can art to the Papermaker, it's making fun of the Georgia Pacific plant that's like right next door to their main spot.
Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Got the big.
Sean, I think
looms of paper.
I
It's not
think
a
we
loom.
totally misread this label.
Papermaker. We were like, Pop, yeah, come on now.
We were
They
like,
use like
prepare my hair,
They
they use
prepare my
like old
hair.
Viking font for everything. You know?
It is a.
I mean,
an odd
doesn't.
font.
It does not look like Paper Maker.
You feel like
Well,
if you read it that way, you're like not giving it enough credit.
Paper Maher.
so let's look at the under 40
Mahar.
interpretation and then reread it, Sean.
Well, now I see Papermaker.
Paper Mahaka.
Now I can't not see it.
Yeah,
But
it's like Maher.
But we
That
were
looks like an
standing.
H. That does not look
Yeah.
like a K.
There might be a video and
Pet peeve
audio
number
of us
3.
at
But
John's
it's a pretty
Market
sweet
trying to
can.
pronounce that.
That's a great label. So they did a great job with that.
Yeah, they did.
I wonder how many lives that Papermaker has taken in there. It's more than 0, I'll tell you that.
Oh, good job, guys.
Wait, was that me with the talk of death?
Hmm?
Is that what you're saying?
I don't
Good job,
know.
too?
I don't know. Oh, there's the clap. There's the clap. Pew, 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 pew.
It's
Sorry,
just
Jason.
time. We've gone too long. There hasn't been clapping.
Oh, all right. Let's talk about beer bucket lists. This is something that I put on my side note.
Holy shit, that's good.
Jim, you've probably been to more breweries than anybody I know. That's gonna be my guess because you.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I do make it a thing, don't
So, what are some of your bucket list breweries you have not been to?
I? Cool. That's a good question. Honestly, Fremont's on there.
Okay, that'd be a good one. And
Yeah.
and that's a doable one. 'Cause it's not
Doable
that-
one.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to Sierra Nevada, Chico.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Just because like it was voted Playboy's biggest party school.
Yes, that's exactly
Chico?
why. No, just because I feel like they do, or at least when they built their facility in like Virginia and they upgraded this one, I feel like they're like making it a whole experience. And just like Sierra Nevada Pale Ale is one of the first pale ales I had, got me into it. A nostalgia factor there.
Okay.
3 Floyds. We went there. I was super pumped,
God.
and they're closed. Like they're not.
They do
open
not
for
have a tap
tasting.
room.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everything is to go. Yeah, I mentioned
there's no
that
tap
earlier.
room, no
tap
brewery you
room,
can take a tour of.
No,
No.
nothing.
But
It's
they just
there,
do Dark
they
Lord
just
Day and they just
don't
like
let you in.
rent out a
I
big vacant
don't-
parking lot or something, or
I don't know. Like their facility is still there. The bar is still up.
they just
But
don't-
just ever since 2020, they just
Oh,
they
okay.
just put like they just have a little like to go store out front.
It was
And you
like
can get
Wally
stuff to
World.
go.
Like we pulled up so excited in the
Oh,
parking
It
lot.
was.
Oh,
Yeah, and
yeah.
there's no cars out front. It was
We had a
it
great
like
parking
Friday
spot.
middle
So
afternoon.
excited.
Like there's got to be at least someone here.
we'll park out here so we can get out quick.
You've got the golden ticket, and then it's just deflation.
Yeah, it was. I'd also like to go to St. Louis and go to like Side Project and
You got picked up on the mic.
yeah, I hope so.
But was that
Internal or
Yeah,
external?
no, that was
internal?
internal. That was
You held
internal.
it. You held all
Sure
that
there.
inside.
For now.
I mean,
now.
Till we get in the car.
Lucky Beth.
till he gets by my dish towel in the kitchen. It's his favorite little spot.
Everybody gets pink eye.
It's like a toddler that poops in the corner.
At least I didn't make eye contact while I was doing it like the toddler would.
No, we all tried to make eye contact with you though, Jim.
And
We
it
were
wasn't-
like,
He was hoping
And they knew-
nobody heard it.
Yeah.
So what's in St. Louis?
Side Project and
Oh, yeah.
Perennial.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
those two would be fun.
Okay.
I feel like that's kind of it.
Well, let's pass it.
Well, I
around.
mean, at least in the U.S. I mean,
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
obviously love Belgium and Germany
sure,
as well.
sure. Anything?
don't ask
No,
me.
there's no brewery
I
there's
am.
no brewery that you're fascinated
There's
by.
plenty
We've
of
had really
breweries.
good
I
beer and you're
am a
like, I'd love to go
baby
check
beer
that out.
drinker. Yeah.
Right, but is there any place you'd want to go check out?
Jester
Ever?
King would be fun too.
Texas?
Yeah.
Cool.
Guinness.
Guinness.
Yeah, I
uh,
feel like
mean-
I feel like we both would be good. Like traveling internationally, we'll drink whatever is local, even if it's not great, because it's local.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to stay in a pub
Yeah.
I want to rent a room in a pub.
Rent a room?
In a pub. Yeah, this is part of the itinerary,
Wait,
Sean.
like we're gonna sleep in a
We're gonna-
booth? I mean,
in
to a
Dingle.
pub.
We're gonna go to Dingle
Yeah.
and we're gonna rent a room out of a pub.
oh, you mean like
Yes.
upstairs at a pub or something?
Yes.
Okay, I think you meant in the pub. I'm like,
Wait, you rent those by the hour, right? Oh, that was in the Wild West. Sorry, not
come
Ireland.
and kiss my Blarney Stone.
I'm not gonna kiss that either. So
God.
Gross.
It's
Bev?
not without hanging out in a pub all night.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is exactly what I want in barley wine. Exactly
Yeah.
the flavors. Yeah.
Yeah?
It's not too fruity like raisiny. It's deeper and richer than that.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, molasses.
It's not. It doesn't have the. Some of the barley wines have a gag me factor. Like you can only have a sip or two, and then I've had it. I'm done. This is good. I like it.
The only, if I
like
wanted,
like it's too thick.
Like it's just too
syrupy.
sweet.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
too sweet. You can't take too much of it.
I'd want a little bit more of the barrel out of it.
I could see that. It's
Yeah.
a little on the sweet side.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Obviously help
But
yourself
it's
some
thinner than. I mean, it's thin enough that I.
more. Yeah. Yep.
Beth, any breweries, cideries that you'd want to check out on your list?
Not really. I'm just
Does-
happy to be here.
does-
That's my take on
It was
drinking.
an honor
You
being
mean-
nominated.
Yeah, I mean, I like drinking in general, so I will drink whatever.
Does you mean Walt doesn't have a cidery down there or an orangery?
I do love me some Disney. I did check out a brewery when I was in Anaheim that they are now offering the beer in the Club 33 at Disney, which is really, it's like very exclusive. Not everybody can get into it, whatever. But I saw a guy brag about how
$10,000 entrance.
Oh my god.
yeah, it's like Villains
after
Brewing.
invitation.
So it's where all the Hollywood people go.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, it's pretty
celebs.
hard to get into Disney to start with. I mean, they really didn't do alcohol
Yeah.
Yeah.
at all. That's why they had
Yeah.
Pleasure Island. I mean, you know, like in Disney World, they didn't do
Yeah.
alcohol, period. And like I was saying, when Sean and Christopher and I were there last spring and they did that picture with the green
Yeah.
army guy, the guy asked Sean to put his beer down
So it wasn't in the photo.
so that it wasn't in the photo. I mean, they really try to be...
Yeah. And
Kind
in
of that
Magic
wholesome-
Kingdom,
So
and
she has a
in-
video of me just beating the shit out of a green army man.
for judging you for
Stolen
drinking.
valor, you fucking asshole.
But to get in, I mean...
Yeah. I got a drink in Disneyland at the Oga's Cantina in Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I said, the guy's like, is there anything else I can get you? And I was like, no, just to check. And I'm like, unless I can get one to go. And he goes, not in this park. You can drink in the other park.
Oh, wow.
So that was- I was
Down
like,
his nose
yeah.
at the other parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
You're
see
like,
how
the
it is.
force is not with you, sir.
Like, that's unusual because at Disney World, you can drink in Hollywood Studios. So they'll give
all
you a drink
over
that you
the
can carry
place.
out.
Yeah.
And he gives me this plastic cup. I'm like, I'm going to get stopped at the door. And the lady stops me at the door. I'm like, oh, I got caught. And she goes, all she was saying is, it started raining. If you want to put a poncho on, you should do it here. And I was like, oh, not my drink? Okay. I thought I was getting yelled at.
Did she call you friend?
Probably. They always call you friend. Usually they
When-
call you friend when you're in trouble.
Yes, that's when you're in trouble. Is
Hey,
if
friend.
they call you friend.
Oh, I'm
See, now I kind of want to go back to Disney World and do Epcot, Epicac.
Yes.
Oh,
Epcot
God.
again. That was fun.
We should do Epcot.
When we
on
left Epcot, he said, never again.
It is
Well,
hot.
I
It
hadn't
is the
had-
hottest park.
I had not had my back surgery yet, so I was broken when we went, and it was hot. I'd want to go in the coldest month ever in the
like
recorded
December
history of
when we're going
Florida.
next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
In the magic of
I'd go
Christmas.
yeah.
But see, like that, for example,
Oh.
Epcot, I'll drink whatever you give me from each world, and I
Yeah.
will be like, oh, this is what people drink.
That was
in
fun
Norway.
just to walk around the lake and just have a drink at every
Yeah.
little country, and that was fun.
Yeah.
They did give us, in Canada, they gave us a 20-ounce drink of Fin du Monde, which is end
Oh,
of the
yeah.
world.
Unibrew.
And then I was like, what is it? Because I've heard of it. I've had it. I know it's high percentage. And she's like, oh, yeah, it's whatever percent, 8 or 9%.
9.
Just beer. And she goes, it's the strongest in the park. And then hands me a 20-ounce cup of it. And I'm like, this is a terrible idea because I am either
Now
ending
throw
my
me on a
drinking around
ride.
the world or starting it. I mean, I drink it. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
gonna-
either
I'm not a
the
quitter.
it's either the place you start or the place you end. If you're
Well, see, when we
you're
got
going,
there,
quote,
Canada
around the
wasn't
world.
even really up and running. We got there at opening.
Well,
and the Canada just
Oh.
was like nothing was open there.
Yeah,
yet.
well, the World Showcase doesn't open till 10.
right.
Yeah.
And we're early.
You were a little.
I drive a real hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta
we're
get
out.
there.
You're
Yeah,
telling me.
we're out the door and
We
in
would
the
do well
park.
together.
yeah.
I think we would, Beth. But I'm gonna make a confession.
Sorry, Jason.
Sean's
Is it beer?
Sean's never taken me to Freem.
Oh,
So
You
I would
have
say
never
if
been to
there's a,
Pafreem?
I've never been to Pafreem.
Pafreem.
Puffream.
Okay. Well, we're
So
going.
So
I'd
I'm
go to Freem
super
any
excited
day.
for the new Freem, but
No, you.
I would
you wanna
also
go
like
the
to
original
go to the
Freem.
original
Yeah.
Freem.
The original Freem is
Because I
Honestly,
only
cool.
recently started drinking beer. What I want to hear it.
if you're going there, go to Ferment.
It's
Oh.
literally down the street.
Isn't it even like the same parking lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's nearly the same building.
It's like
but,
three
but you
buildings
can
or two
drink
buildings down.
outside, upstairs on their huge patio balcony.
Well, we could do both.
Could we do
Beautiful.
a foursome? Can we do a day trip?
Yeah.
What's neat about going to Hood River is there's several places you
Twist
can
your
go,
arm.
and they're all
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
you
Real
know.
tough.
You can even go to Full Sail. It's fun. I mean, it's there's
Oh
I
lots.
yeah,
have
and
a
it's open
question.
container. I always forget that it's open container.
Hood River's
it?
open container.
Hood River is open container.
I didn't know
Wait,
that.
really?
So you can just get your Freem and just walk right down to the river.
I think so. I mean, you can't. I don't think you can take your their glassware out.
If they try and stop me, I'm going to tell them. Jim told me I could do this. Jim told
like,
me.
It's like
Jim
Open
from the Portland
Cantina
Beer
all
Club
over
podcast
again.
Yes.
told me I could do this.
They're gonna
Beef
be on-
Jim Beef, Mr.
Citing
Beef
episode
said.
104.3764.
Time
46 minutes.
Timestamp,
in.
please.
Exactly,
Yes.
Code of regulation.
Yeah.
Is Full Sail fully open again?
I don't know. I
I
didn't know
feel
they were
like the
closed.
last time I went, and it was like because of COVID.
They were half
Yeah, this was
sale.
2021.
It was like you could walk in
Oh,
and
it
buy
was-
it to go.
It was
Maybe
like no sale.
Like, they realized that they were
lost
making-
their sale.
Well, they were making a ton of money just like shipping it to grocery stores and stuff.
Oh, I like that. I like the wordplay, Carrie.
It's such like a big.
Miss Shitz.
It's such like a big building. It'd be a waste to not offer.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
so maybe they're back open. I don't know. It's been a long time.
I don't
since
know.
Well, we're
Well,
going to
I
go
don't-
investigate this.
They're one
Yeah.
of the old
Yeah.
legendary breweries of Oregon.
And I
I
like
don't-
Double Mountain.
I
Their
throw
pizza's
down a
so good.
challenge to
Yes, Double
Marcus
Mountain
right
too,
now to
yeah.
join
Oh,
us.
that's right. Double. I forgot they're out there. Yeah.
I just threw down a challenge
Ooh, I
and you
have bottles
talked
to
over
return
it.
Does
there.
there have to be a challenge, or can we steal him? Like throw him in the back.
I just
Either, however you want to, whatever you want to call it, we're stealing him
we're going.
and going.
Yeah.
Sorry, Marcus.
Totally down for that. Yeah. It's fun. That's a fun road trip for sure.
And if we go in June or July, I will steal all of you and make you come pick blueberries for me. Because there's something called the Fruit Loop. Not making this up.
No, it is the Fruit
It's
Loop.
like a tourist
Yep, it
thing,
is.
and
yeah.
you- there's
no,
a-
it's a real thing.
Yeah. There's
If you grew
places-
up in Oregon, you know about the Fruit Loop and you
Yeah.
don't think it's a joke.
No.
Or a
So good.
dumb cereal.
I mean, hey,
Cereal.
hey, it's not dumb. I
It has
freaking love
nothing
Fruit
to
Loops.
do with a toucan.
Nope.
Well done.
Okay, so that's on the agenda.
yeah.
Thanks.
No,
That's
I-
my true confession.
You've never been to Freem.
Never. But I only started drinking beer
7 years ago.
8
Aw,
years ago. Yeah,
wish
and it was a
Sean.
and it
Like
was a
when you-
Degard
yeah.
persimmon. Never to be seen again.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you, Jim and I met. We didn't meet through beer, but we solidified our relationship
Yeah,
through beer.
definitely.
I think
Right.
I think a lot of people did, Beth.
Yeah, that's true. Woke up and we're like, "You're still around."
A lot of
Okay.
unions were formed over alcohol.
Yes.
You're
Yeah,
still on
yeah.
the.
What
Still
do
on
you-
the
what do you
brother?
think?
Yeah,
Thinking.
still on the
I
etymology.
just opened up from Sun River.
Stay out of Malibu.
Stay out of Malibu, a West Coast Pilsner,
Ooh.
which this isn't bad, but when I picked up the can, I swear to God, I thought it said West Coast IPA.
Yeah. I've done that. I did that with
I
a.
just realized that said Pilsner.
I did that with a Wayfinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the other week.
Well, you know, if it's Wayfinder, it's almost
It's. I mean,
always
yeah,
gonna be-
it's gonna be good, but it's
But it's also generally going to be a Pilsner.
Sun River.
Essentially, that's right.
Oh, I thought you
What was the question over
I'm
there?
trying to
Where's-
figure out
where's
where's
Sun
Sun
River?
River.
Oh, right.
South
Without
Bend.
embarrassing myself.
Well, you're not from here, Beth.
Redmond.
It's okay.
Prineville. Mm-hmm.
This is okay. You know me. I'm not a big Pilsner guy.
Right. Yeah. Or just.
I'm not
hoppy-
anti-Pilsner.
Or just hoppy lager in general.
yeah, it's good. I wish it was an IPA, but it's
Still
good.
chewing the barley wine.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a mistake. Do you want some cider? It's real good.
That's guess we'll have to see.
And I know at least 2 people in this room could probably guess my number 1 bucket list brewery.
No, what is it?
Oh, it's in the state, right?
Yep.
In this
Yeah.
state?
Yep.
That you haven't been to?
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
Wait, why are you putting me on the spot?
I know Jim knows because I
Crux.
talk about it all the time. As one of my favorite
It's a McMinimans.
Nope.
Does it start with a B?
Yes.
Barley Browns?
Yes.
Thank you.
You never been to Barley Brown?
Oh my God,
Never
I
been to
can
Barley
stay
Brown.
married.
Okay, I would like to say.
The papers are going in the shredder.
Well, I won my half of the newlywed game. Let's see if you win yours.
What's the question?
I helped him with.
To
with
be
your birthday
determined.
present.
Huh?
I helped him with your birthday present.
The
Don't you
dune
worry.
bucket. Oh no, you
No,
did.
I
Yes,
did.
you did, Beth. But I told him, Beth could name one thing I want right now.
Yeah.
And then he texted you like,
Sorry.
fine, I'll ask
She's
her.
not gonna know immediately. I was like, oh, I know what she wants.
And he was sitting across from me, and he was like, "Fine, you're right."
Mainly because I want them to. So. That
Jason, just listen to your wife
so
or your
I would like to tell everybody
significant other.
that I got teased. I still get teased to this day for dragging Jim on a day trip. A day trip from west of Portland to Barley Brown and back in one day. We left at like 5 a.m.,
Listeners
got home
know
at
where
11
Hillsborough
p.m.
Isn't that Southern Oregon?
It's very far eastern
I drink
Oregon.
Southern? No.
Oh my
it's,
God.
it's out
Where is it?
84.
Baker City.
Baker City.
Like, way
okay.
out, like past
Yeah,
Oh,
Pendleton.
okay. Okay.
But like it was a long day, and Jim was like, "Oh yeah, we're coming back from Barley Brown," and they're like, "What are you talking about? You guys go there for the weekend?" And Jim's like, "No, we just left this morning. We're heading back."
Quick
And-
little day trip. That's where that started.
Yeah,
That's where that meme started.
I have a ridiculous threshold for a day trip. Like 5
Crater
hours
Lake?
to Crater Lake, hike and drive back in one day. It's happened multiple times.
Oh,
Like
My-
people come to visit me, and I'm like, we should just do Crater Lake, and I'll do it in one day. And they're like, can I just fly home? I'm exhausted. You
My
wear
buddy
me
and
out.
you guys will know this because especially you coming from Indiana. My buddy and I were house sitting in Chicago for a week, and we had one day where we had nothing to do, so we were looking at the map thinking, well, what could be a quick day trip? Our two choices were drive down to Memphis and see Graceland,
Yeah,
or
for a day trip?
yeah,
yeah.
or drive to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. And back
How old
in
were
one
you?
day. This was 15
But
years
this is
ago.
the thing.
That's
Midwest
2 states
are
away.
a lot smaller.
Both are 2 states away.
But
Right.
they're still the same distance from Oregon.
Huh?
You were in Oregon?
We were in
No,
Chicago.
Chicago.
Oh, you were in
Chicago.
Chicago.
We were
Sorry, I
house
missed
sitting in
that part.
Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we picked
So-
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in
Yeah.
Cleveland, not realizing like that was a hell of a lot further than we thought
5-hour
that would
drive
be.
or more?
Like, oh, more than that.
More than that.
Yeah, we left at like 4 a.m. Got to Cleveland. I don't even know. Right when we parked, my buddy goes to take his seatbelt off, and he popped his contact lens out of his eye. And he couldn't find it, so he's walking around the whole place with like his hand over his eye, like a pirate, reading every little exhibit.
No depth perception.
Nothing.
Just like bumping
yeah.
into
Yeah. He was so pissed.
Knocking over Gene Simmons's
right,
outfit.
right. Little Prince statue. Oh.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then we drove we got home at like 2:00
Did
in the
you
morning.
Did you like it? Did you think it was
fantastic?
Was it?
Yeah.
I was
For
very
Sean, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
He had 2 eyes.
Yeah.
yada yada yada.
Yeah.
It was very underwhelming for me.
Really?
Well, I went there. I don't know. I was like 12 or 13.
Oh, okay.
Something like that, and like I'm expecting like rock and roll, and then
Yeah.
I see like Prince, and I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah.
the fuck.
He and
This
I
is
are
pop.
He and I we both learned to
Ooh,
play guitar at the
Blink-182?
same time
Hell
together. We're
yeah.
big music people, so it was really a big deal for
Right?
both of
Yeah,
us.
that's totally your
But have you
jam.
ever been to EMP up in Seattle?
No.
Oh, you should go check out EMP. It's
should go to
almost
Seattle
almost as cool as the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
But-
And a lot
And-
closer.
and probably more local. to
yeah,
it.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, definitely check that out.
Experience Music Project.
And
is
it's
what
more
that stands
age
for.
appropriate to you, Jim.
Actually, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it takes so long to get in there that unless you're older, some of those people aren't. They don't resonate
Right.
with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yes.
Like your
Yeah.
generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, that was a lot of fun.
I heard they have beer there too. You're welcome, Jason.
Pulling it back around. Speaking of beer,
Oh.
um,
I just want to say that for people who don't see the behind the scenes stuff here, as we drink different beers, we're generally washing out our glasses in between the beer by pouring a little water in the glass, swishing around, drinking the water.
Stop
Carrie,
it.
Carrie
Stop
just had me
it.
drink
Stop
her
it.
water.
You don't want to waste stomach space.
It's marriage.
Yeah,
That's
right.
marriage. You're
I passed
welcome.
the test.
You're welcome.
right? Yes. Yep. You
Marcus,
passed your.
I'm
That's
never
not.
drinking
That's
your
not
water.
the. Yeah, you will drink
I will not
Marcus's
drink
water,
Marcus's water.
and there's still a question for you coming. Once I think of it.
So
What do you got
They
over there?
think of it.
So I saw that Monster Brewing Company,
Oh,
who bought Canarchy.
I had no idea.
I didn't hear about that either. But just that term, Monster Brewing Company, just I hate it so much.
Yeah, it'd be like Red Bull beer.
So that's where you guys
Or
went,
like-
but I went with like a monster, like big googly eyes. So I thought it was kind of cool. But I get where you guys are coming from.
Or like a PGA Golf ATV. Like, I don't know. Just
Yeah.
anyway. So they decided to close the Cigar City production facility. And like 30 people or so lost a job because of it in Tampa, like they're like the main spot where
So where are they going to brew their beer?
wherever what other facilities that
So they have other
that Monster
facilities.
owns, yeah.
Okay.
Like them as a brand is not going under, but like the original people that were making that beer are no longer making
And they were
that
kind of
beer.
like the flagship Florida brewery. I mean,
Oh, no doubt. Yeah,
That's what
and
everyone
pastry.
talks about. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
that-
that was
you
first
want-
pastry with Huna.
yeah, and you go into like their Safeways or whatever down there, and that's what's on the shelf, just like you'd find Widmer and all the big,
Right.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
ancient
Yeah,
craft
it's
breweries
just-
of Oregon.
It's just sad seeing another big old name go down.
Yeah,
That's all.
That's crazy, huh? Well,
It's like
Time to move.
it's like IBM now. It's just a name.
yeah, huh? Okay,
It's just a brand. There's nothing else. behind
TJ
it.
will be really sad.
yeah.
Mr. Max.
His
No, but my cousin's
Not TJ
husband,
Maxx?
they kind of gave us the local flavor of Florida craft beer, and he,
Oh, when you were down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, when
with
we
the
were down-
funky Buddha
yeah.
and everything.
yeah. So he loves craft beer, and funny guy. So they came up here for a family reunion last summer, and he jumped on Untapped to look at everything that I've ever checked into, so he could try to find some beers to buy me. I'm like,
Aw.
buddy, you just don't. You shouldn't try. It's just because it's almost.
It was
impossible.
cute. It was sweet.
No, I
it was really
appreciated it.
sweet.
I
But
appreciate it,
but he quickly realized he was out of his depth when he
Yeah,
saw
'cause it's
Sean's
not-
Untapped.
Well, then I was like,
Yeah.
well, you know about checking the bottom of the cans, right? And he's like, what?
Yeah, that blew his
'Cause
mind.
they don't
'cause
have
then
that down there.
he
you know?
went for things
Yeah.
that he was like, oh, Sean's never tried this, but then he didn't look at the date.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't.
Yeah.
So Sean just
He
patted him on
really
the back
tried.
and said, well, our
Ah.
cooler's over here.
Yeah.
Help yourselves.
Yeah, much appreciated, but yeah, impossible mission. So
Yeah, I am the same way, man. Exact same way.
So Funky Buddha is a Florida brewery.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it?
Florida.
I might have been there.
I don't know.
It sounds familiar.
Did you try that when
yeah, I
we
got
were there?
some-
You got
I
some?
They
I got-
also sold out though too to some like maybe Canarchy or
Yeah,
something like
I don't
that
know.
too.
I got mostly Funky Buddha and Cigar City when I was down there, but then we went to that one place in Disney Springs. There's a tap house,
Yeah.
and they had quite a representation of different Midwest and Southern breweries. That was pretty cool. Didn't really have anything I liked.
No, but they
Yeah.
had like
But
100
but it's
taps.
like trying it and saying, oh, yeah, at least you know. I feel sorry for breweries, beer fans that live on the East Coast and the South, unless you get up like New England area,
Right.
You don't
Or
really.
or near a big city.
Yeah, you just don't really get good representations of what IPA, in my opinion, IPA should be. So.
Well, the climate isn't really. It's like going to Mexico and trying to find
right.
a good.
Yeah, it's impossible. You'll
can't-
not find good craft beer in
Yeah.
Mexico. I mean, you won't.
Yeah, it's.
You can find tolerable stuff.
I know I've said this before, but like living here and having lived here for like nearly a decade, I've realized that like average here is like good to very good
Yeah.
pretty much everywhere
Right.
else, and it's stark at times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we are lucky.
for them, you don't know what you don't know, so it's probably just fine.
There's that part of it too.
Yeah, I mean
good
they're
point.
probably quite happy with what they have, and probably if we took a sticky hands down there and they drank it for the first time, they'd probably like, what the fuck is this?
Bitter
it's
beer things.
so overpowering, but then they'd get used to and go, oh, I want more of that,
Give me a Notorious.
yeah. So
That was the beer that turned me to IPA.
it was
Sticky
Notorious
Notorious.
triple.
Notorious.
Yeah,
I was all
A
sours.
triple?
I was all sours until
jumped right in
Notorious.
there.
Yeah.
and that was at Apex, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yep. Ordered her
Yep.
a Notorious to try this.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I
And that
like
tiny
hops.
little
And then-
adorable glass, and it was all over.
I don't remember my IPA beer, but I went from like Bud Light, Coors Light, whatever, to Amber Bock because
Michelob
they had
Amberbach,
flavor.
Yeah.
Because we went to this bar all the time, and they would have $1.75 not local beers, but like cheap beers. And Amber Bock would be on that list. And then we went to, don't get too excited, Blue Moon, Little Blue Moon. And then from there, that was our gateway drug into real beer. But like, I don't remember what my IPA was, but like you have that
It
like
wasn't
step.
Stella Artois.
I remember my 2 beers that really got me into craft beer. Heineken Dark for a malty beer, and Dogfish Head 60 Minute for hops.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's a good
And
one.
now I have that, and I'm just like, this is so malty,
Yeah.
so malty. What did they do to my boy? They destroyed my own palate.
I just said no thank you to beer until,
Till I showed you the good stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need that gateway.
Until you realize that, like,
Because
it
I
could
said
be
no thank you to
fruity and
Coors and
funky. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Totally
persimmon
different.
sour was so
Yeah.
and I hogged it. I did not understand it. I did not understand
Bottle share
beer.
with like
I
20
did not
people there. She's
understand.
like, "Blup, blup, 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 blup. This is really good. Blup, blup,
This is
blup,
only my
blup,
third pour.
blup." I'm like,
only my
hey,
third glass.
there's 19 other
I'm like,
people
hey,
like to try
nobody
this.
else is drinking this. I guess I'll take the bottle.
Good thing there was a limit of a case at the guard.
thirsty.
One time only.
Yeah.
And Sean's like, gosh, I really like her. How do I tell her no?
Right, yes.
But honestly,
yes.
that's when he really
Trying to
fell in love
impress
with
her
you.
right
Like, he
now.
loved you, but he fell in love with you when he saw that.
Yep.
Like, well, if this is what's going to land it, I'll just let it go.
Pick my battles. Write this one in the
Yep.
about this in the journal for a couple
And the
days,
rest is
maybe a week,
history.
and get over it.
Oh, my God.
I have a girlfriend I'm still friends with where the first time I ever met her, she was a friend of a friend, and we had like, I don't know, 6 people at this big table. And I walk over with a pitcher of beer and 2 cups, 2 glasses. And I'm like, oh, hey, I'm Beth, whatever. And she's like, oh, nice to meet you. And I was like, hey, they have a really good deal on pitchers. You should go get one. And she goes,
Because I'm not going to share
yeah,
mine.
she was like, why do you have 2 glasses? I'm like, well, it's too embarrassed to ask for one, but it's a really good deal. You should go get some. And she's like, we will be friends for forever.
God, remember pictures of beer?
Yeah.
Hey, they still have them.
Where do
We
you-
just got
Where
one at
was that,
Flying
though?
Pie.
Was that Flying Pie?
Flying
we did that?
Pie. We got a
Yeah.
got a
So,
couple
old school
pictures.
It is
Yeah.
rare, though.
Yeah.
It is rare.
Yep.
Hard to find.
I also
Expensive
feel
probably now, too.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's probably like 30 ounces. It's like 2 pints basically.
Right.
Is not even is all you're getting.
I think a pitcher...
4 glasses. We got 4 glasses out of the
Yeah, it should
out of
be
the picture
for
that we
4
got.
pints. It should be 64.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 sizes of pitchers, too. There's the little
Yeah.
shorty guy, then there's the big glass guy.
The shorty guy is pretty much a fancy cup.
yes.
The big one
It has
could be
yeah.
a
I mean
pitcher.
Yeah.
they have handles.
Right?
I don't know why.
I,
What are you saying?
I could tilt that to my
I'll
mouth
drink
and
your
not
walnut,
spill
boy.
it.
Oh, gross. Wait.
Save it for the
This
after
is when Marcus
show.
starts clapping.
When does
That's
the
not what's making
when
the
does the
clapping sound,
hollering
Carrie.
start? Do you holler at this point?
Uh,
It actually doesn't
I'm
sound
not
like
gonna answer
clapping.
that.
It sounds more like spanking. I'm
not
going to be
gonna
honest.
Answer that any of these questions.
I do have your newlywed question
oh,
for Carrie.
okay.
Okay, there's only one right answer. Don't get this wrong. Would you marry Carrie if she were a worm?
Let's just say I probably wouldn't be dating Carrie if she was a worm because
That
she'd be in the
is
dirt.
Wrong
wrong
answer.
answer.
Fail.
Know her.
Even Jim said you were wrong.
How would I
Okay.
even know her if she
Jim,
was a worm?
just pack it up. Pack it up. Let's just don't
Right?
make eye contact.
I
Yeah.
started a problem. We need to get out of here now.
Gonna have to take a rain check on the Freem
If
visit.
Carrie was a worm, I wouldn't know her. This is, she'd be in the dirt.
She is your
hiding from
soulmate.
birds.
She is your hiding from birds. She is your soulmate.
I am your dune bucket.
Well, what kind of a
That's a different kind of worm.
I was gonna say, what kind of worm we talking
I want to
about?
walk that back.
It's so
I got a
textured.
visual of it and I want to
Yeah,
walk it back
it's
real
so-
quick.
Well, yeah,
It's-
I just got there. I
There's a
just got
lot
there.
of texture in there. I don't think you have.
I'm sorry and you're welcome, Jason. I don't know what to say right now.
I'm sorry, Marcus.
She was a what the hell? Where'd
Let's
that
move
come
on.
From?
Let's not talk about me as a worm
Internet.
anymore. I
Yeah.
think I killed it.
It's like an internet thing
It's a
where like
meme.
insecure girls are like, would you still date me if I were a worm?
Oh,
Would you still
That-
date me
that's
if I
where it
had
came from.
acne? And it just devolves into,
Yeah, something
would you still
ridiculous.
date me if I was a worm?
Which, by the way,
Oh.
you did not pass, but that's okay.
Oh.
I don't think I failed either.
You brought too much logic into it. The only
But
answer
you're gonna
is
have
yes.
some real weird
I'm a
dreams.
human being.
You're gonna have some weird dreams tonight.
Yeah, you are.
Alright,
Not
so
if I
you
take a
got an empty-
CBN, I won't.
He's gonna look at me and start hollering in the night. That's where the yelling's gonna come.
He's like, can I cut you in half and
Yes.
both have still lit?
And I get 2 of you?
Do I have to spray you with water to keep you
He
moist?
can barely deal with one of me. Oh man.
Jim, save me. What are you opening over there?
I am opening a beer from a brewery that is no longer in this state.
Oh, womp womp. Is that
Was in
clever?
the state. Well, that could be Grains
Wait,
of
make him
Wrath.
Was in the
guess. Make him
state.
guess.
And it's not anymore.
Well, that could be Grains of Wrath.
No.
Recent.
Recent, though.
That was in Oregon? Grains
Well,
of Wrath?
You
They,
put-
they had a little satellite place out
okay.
here.
But this is, they
old-
started here and then they moved somewhere else.
They started here and moved somewhere
I feel like I
else.
said it, sorry.
Well, if it was a band, I
Oh,
could say band
I
of
didn't like
horses.
their pizza.
Is it Next Novo?
It's
Yeah.
Ex Novo.
Is this an Ex Novo brewed beer?
This is.
I mean, an Albuquerque.
Is it a Kill the Sun?
This is Kill the Sun, so I
Oh,
don't think
so it's
so.
brewed here. Okay.
Yeah, this is the macadamia.
Oh,
Espresso.
I don't know if I've ever had this one.
You were
If
too
you're
slow,
gonna kill
Sean.
the sun, it would be in Oregon.
Yeah, not New Mexico, that's for sure.
There you go.
Yeah, carried different looks from that.
Oh, that smells delicious.
Yeah, this was part of this series. I feel like you have had this.
No.
No, pass.
The
I mean, it would be
macadamia
fine, but I was
espresso?
excited.
Oh no no! You can't
Not
put it
on
on this
that.
table because it goes through the microphones.
Okay.
And, yeah.
But so does your yelling at me. It goes through the
Yeah, but
microphones
it's
too.
not, it's annoying, but it's not as
No,
annoying.
when you set things on this table, it goes. boom, 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 boom.
Everyone should see my sad face right now.
It's very sad.
And my boo-boo lip.
She looks like
love
one of those.
that.
Remember those posters in the '70s of the cats with the really sad eyes,
Yeah.
the big wet sad eyes. That's what she's doing.
I
right
washed that
Can't
table and I got
say
all
that
your
I
dirty
do.
stains off of it.
It's kind of a worm face, so maybe.
now. So do you love that worm face?
Oh.
Oh, that's really good. I'm
yeah,
not.
I remember. I think Marcus or Chad saying this was really good.
Yeah, I'm
so
not-
when I saw it,
Macadamia espresso. Mmm.
I'm always a bit more picky about the Kill the Suns than you guys are.
oh no, I'm very picky.
Oh, are you? Because
It's
Chad
been,
and Marcus
it's been a couple
love 'em.
years since I got them.
Okay, Chad
ever since that mushroom year.
Oh yeah, Chad
Mushroom
loves these
Cat.
guys and loves this series, but I've always been a little. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he liked commons and they went under, so everything he loves leaves.
But I really
Make sure the
liked
TV's
that.
off and Chad's not listening.
But I really liked
show-
their space.
What's that?
They had a great space.
No, they did. They did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss
Out
Ex
in
Novo.
What
both
is-
of them, both
they-
of the places. Honestly,
Yeah, we're
I liked it.
fantastic.
What's in Ex Novo now in Beaverton?
Lazy Days.
They changed. They
Both
did you
of
guys
them.
see that they
Oh,
laid
okay.
Well, the
they
Ex Novo
laid
sign
a
is still
curtain or
hanging on the
something
building.
over like
but-
their sign is still up, but they put a Lazy Days pillowcase over
Yeah,
That's
the
so
Ex
lazy.
Novo. It's what it looks like.
it's been
That's
wrapped
so
with like
great.
a vinyl cover
Yes.
that says
Yeah.
Lazy Days on it. But
Or a
You
pillowcase.
can't get any more lazy days than that.
Or top sheet, whatever
This
it
is
is.
almost a little
just
like
have a guy out there holding a sign that says Lazy Days, holding it over the Ex Novo.
Or one
It's
of those
not-
blow up green guys that
Yes.
wacky waving arm flailing inflatable
I-
tube
I-
band.
Yeah,
yes.
I definitely want to go back just to see if Lazy Days is keeping their word and they're gonna
Lazy Days.
Lazy Days. They're gonna because they said we're gonna try and keep everything moving the same, but how do you do that? That's because you want
What do they mean moving the same?
well that they were gonna keep the food.
With
they
the
were
pizza,
they were
and
gonna try and keep a lot of the beers, the same stuff.
still have Ex
but-
Novo, some Ex Novo.
That's what I thought, but it's like, well, then how do you make a name for yourself if you do that? So that you're kind of caught in a conundrum where they're taking over a kind of a legendary brewery, but they're going to try and create their own identity. That's a tough spot to be in. So I don't know. I wish the guy from Ex Novo would have just hired somebody to manage his 2 Ex Novos up here and
Yeah,
not change a damn thing. But
yeah.
it's
I'm
his business. He do whatever the
missing.
fuck he
and-
wants.
Yeah, I'm missing their beer already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The ladies are not tolerating the burping, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't know what you're getting into up here. I mean, you
Well,
heard
we're
the
starting to
stomach
feel
earlier,
it.
right?
Yeah, this is me holding back, literally.
That thing's moving one way or the other.
Right, yeah, if it's not going that way, it's gonna come out this way.
Or somewhere else, yeah.
Yeah.
Out an ear hole.
Oh no, when you pointed here, I thought you meant
The front?
Like your stomach.
Oh, no.
But you meant
Yeah,
like all the way through.
Yeah.
All the way through.
Oh my God.
I thought we were just...
You're welcome.
I'm
Jason.
going to ask Jason and bringing us back on topic. So, the Ecliptic building was purchased by who?
Well,
I don't know.
which one? The
The
original
one you,
building?
the
This
one you
would've been
see
good
off
trivia.
of like
Or the one that they
405.
bought, the one that they bought from the what was the hikey brewery? Like we're going on a hike.
Hikey
the guy went nuts
brewery?
and had a gun at the
Oh, base camp.
base camp
Oh.
brewing. Yeah,
I
because
forgot about
Ecliptic
that.
landed there, but then they didn't last long, and somebody bought that place.
But isn't it that...
We've talked about this on the show
Yeah,
already.
we
Yeah.
did like two months ago.
Yeah,
I'm glad that wasn't a pop quiz.
and I can't remember.
You're,
who's-
well, it doesn't matter. You're still making us look bad.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys don't remember. Okay, what about Commons? What's in
Commons
Commons now?
became
Modern Times.
Modern Times.
which is now Hetty Alice and
Oh, we had a Hetty Alice beer
can't
earlier, and I took a
remember.
picture and I was going
not
to show you. and I
Steeplejack.
forgot.
Oh.
I'll send it now, randomly.
Yeah.
Like 2
Where's
weeks
Marcus?
later.
It is.
And I'll
Yeah, it's not.
understand.
It's not
No-
Steeplejack,
no
but it's
context.
One of them's in the back and one of them's
Living
in the
House.
Living House.
Living
Yes. Good job.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am suggesting right now, laying it out.
take a pick.
Okay, that we need to have like a tour of breweries in Portland. Because I had not heard of Living House until I saw a bartender wearing a hoodie. I'm like, what is that? And Jim's like, oh, it's a Portland brewery. What?
You've never had Living House?
No.
Oh, they make really good beer.
We've
I have no idea.
And so does Hetty Alice.
around here. You've had.
I
one or
have
two.
had
She had a Hetty
Yeah.
Alice.
I had a
earlier. She
Hetty
was in
Alice.
it.
Oh, I remember. I had it at a trivia in Salem.
Ah.
And I took a picture of it and didn't send it. So I will randomly send it to you with zero context in like a week.
Okay.
So that you don't know
That'll
what
make
I'm
sense.
talking about.
And
but
Sean will be like, "Why is she sending this?" And I'll tell him, "Well, she had
yeah.
this a
I'm
couple
like, did
weeks
you
ago."
not listen to episode
Think
104?
like a worm,
Think
Yeah.
like
and you'll know why she sent it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Send it to all of us so that it can be also the newlywed game
Yes.
for Jim.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
ask you this, Carrie.
Oh,
We're gonna end the marriage here, aren't
Oh,
Would you love me if I was a wart?
yes.
Wait, where are you if you're a wart? Like on her?
Anywhere.
we? Floating in
Could be
space.
an
Like
anal wart. You don't know.
I know, but on whose bum?
Darth Vader's.
This matters.
I think right now you have to say sorry, Jason. You just said anal wart on your show,
Sure did.
Sean.
Has a lot to do with beer.
That is not a beer name.
That's not
That's-
gonna get this an
That's
explicit
just trying
warning. It's gonna be me yelling "fuck," like I did earlier.
You burping into the microphone.
That's not explicit.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't ask that.
Does anyone want any cider?
No, thank you though.
You guys are
Portland
missing
Cider
out.
Club podcast.
I learned we do 5Ks in the summer and it gets hot.
You
And
do 5Ks all year round.
They're so good. And then we get done and I realize I am a bitter IPA person. I'm an
Bitter and malty.
I am not a bitter person. I like IPAs that are bitter. I should probably
Oh.
specify. But after a run, cider, so much better. So good.
It's crisp.
Yeah, it doesn't like
Yeah,
suck
yeah.
the moisture out of your mouth.
No, it's
So
crisp.
speaking of cider, did you guys hear that Reverend Nat is running for Portland City Council?
Oh shit! I did not.
I thought he was running for mayor. I thought there was. Are you sure it's council
it's-
or is it
I thought
mayor?
it was Portland City Council.
Does he have fun costumes?
I don't know.
With that name,
One
if
of
he
them-
doesn't have a top hat, I'm not voting.
One of his costumes is a TriMet bus driver.
He's a TriMet bus driver?
That's what he's doing now. Yeah.
Oh, I love it so much.
What? Are you looking it up?
Yeah,
I
look
am.
it up.
What'd you find over
You
there?
you love
you
that he had
haven't
to
given me
close
time
his.
yet.
You love
This
that he
is
had
where
to close his
editing
brewery and
magic will
start
happen.
driving a bus.
I love that he's contributing to society
There you
that
go.
way.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I love. I love that he's like so much into his
Nat West.
Portland community that he's driving a bus for the community.
Well, the most recent article says Portland City Council.
Yeah,
That was
thank
4 weeks
you.
ago. But initially, I want to say, and anybody, write Sean Stutzman.
At gmail.com.
We don't use last names on this show.
Awkward.
Just when we post it with our Facebook and
It's
tag each
shits
other.
at
Then
gmail.com.
Oh.
edit me.
So you'll hear it goes Sean Rasnov.
At gmail.com.
That it was initially he was going to run for mayor, but now he's talking about Portland City Council.
Maybe get your feet wet in local politics
Yeah.
first,
Yeah.
He should wear a top hat and tails.
like Bud Clark. Is that what we're going for?
Just like,
Yeah.
if your
And
name is
nothing
Reverend,
else.
you need to be yelling your message, whatever that message is.
He used to be like Horton Who, Reverend Horton Who,
Reverend Horton who?
right? That-
Horton
isn't
Hurta
it-
Hurta
They're gonna say Reverend Horton Heat.
That's what I meant. Sorry. That's what I meant.
I'm like, Horton heard a who?
Who's Reverend Horton?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I saw the cartoon. I saw the little orange fellow.
I saw Reverend Horton Heat open it for Motorhead.
I only know him from Guitar Hero 3.
Oh my lord.
Was it Big Red Rocket of Love? That's
Would
my
you
favorite.
still marry me if I played Guitar
think
Hero
so.
3?
Would you still marry me if I was
If I still played.
if I was Horton from Horton Hears a Who?
Yes.
What is it?
Reverend Horton
He's
Heat.
like, I've heard the I've
I'm just
learned
not
my
gonna ever say
lesson.
no again.
Right,
to
that
any
is
of
the
these
correct
questions.
answer.
Yes.
I just want to get through the show with my head intact.
Psychobilly Freakout.
Yes. That was the song?
That was the song.
Okay, yeah. No, Reverend Horton Heat rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Does he drive a city bus though?
No, he drives a Dragula.
I imagine.
That's Rob
Dragula?
Zombie.
No, he had to get rid of it. He had to pawn that thing off
Oh my
after.
God.
Oh, what was that one movie of his that didn't do well? Was it Scream?
Just
No.
Rob Zombie?
Yeah.
Oh, his little trio of movies that he had?
did you just say
Yeah.
Scream?
Didn't he do a Scream?
No.
It was.
No, No,
Three from Hell and
Yeah,
that
it
whole
was the
series.
kind of stuff I don't like.
they were shitty movies.
Yeah.
I mean,
One
Scream
of, like,
was high
really violent.
They were
caliber.
very like
Doctor
Compared to
Devil,
Screams.
Devil's Doctor, something like that.
Dr. Devil.
Yeah, there's something like
What
that.
are
So,
Would you pull up IMDb, please?
the one with the clowns was
Yeah.
good. That was good. I enjoyed
Wait,
that one.
Have you
That's
guys
part of the
seen?
Three from Hell series.
Yeah, and it's either the first or the third one from that was just absolutely terrible.
Yeah, they were all terrible.
I like
Well, then he-
Captain
But then
Spaulding, all right.
he also redid, was it Friday the 13th or Halloween or both
Halloween. Halloween.
Are we
Okay.
talking about House of a Thousand Corpses?
Yes.
The Devil's Rejects?
Devil's
Three
Rejects
from
was good.
Hell.
Devil's Rejects. That's what I was
And
thinking
then-
of.
Wait, what from Hell?
Three from Hell.
Three from Hell.
Oh, that's not the one I'm thinking of. But then that first one you said was the
Yeah.
other one I was thinking of that was not good. Yeah, House of a Thousand Corpses. That's the one
Yeah.
I'm thinking of that was not
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't get Jim to watch Killer Clowns from Outer
I
Space.
own it on DVD.
Do you really? I
I sure
freaking
do.
love that. I grew up watching that movie.
Yeah, I
I
own
can't
it.
get him to watch it. He has zero interest.
Is it that?
I've
or
never
is it
seen
it's not
it.
free and I'm not spending $4.
I'll let you
on
have
that?
the DVD for the night if you'd like.
Yeah, we can Netflix.
I've never seen it.
You don't
Well,
want to.
you're not getting the Dune bucket till
He
tomorrow
just
then,
said, I
buddy.
don't want to, and you're telling Jim he really wants to.
I think Jim might like it. I know you won't.
Oh,
like it.
okay, okay.
That's my point.
It's pretty weird.
It's
Okay.
stupid.
I'm,
fun.
It is
yeah, I'm
stupid.
sure.
It's like-
I'm sure I could get into it.
It's like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. It's
Yes.
that
Okay.
genre of movie,
Okay.
which I saw at the Valley Theater.
See, now you're in love.
well,
And you don't have to pay $4. He'll give
I
it to
only
you for
remember
free.
the animated TV show that was for kids,
What?
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
that was an
Oh.
animated TV
Yep.
show.
When was... Oh,
It was
in
probably,
the
it was
90s?
probably one season.
Was it
yeah.
the 90s?
Early 90s.
This
yep.
movie was so bad they made a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not because it was great, but they're just
Yeah.
trying to make it better.
Yeah, like, hey, we could probably do better next time. All right,
Could
let's
definitely
do
do better next time.
it. I got the
Still-
funding.
Still wasn't good enough.
So this macadamia nut,
This is good.
it's almost doing that like umami soy saucy thing. A little
Yeah,
bit.
sure.
It's super thick.
It's real thick.
Oh.
I mean, it's not like Bottle Logic thick, but
Yeah, but like in a non-pleasing way, where Bottle Logic is more pleasing to me than this
Okay.
is. It's that like it's like straight wood flavor.
especially on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it, but again, this
I want a little more adjunct,
yeah,
a little more coffee.
Yeah.
A little
Oh,
more,
yeah, yeah.
A little
Oh,
roast
I
chocolate.
taste the coffee.
See, I
Coffee
get a
roast
lot
would
of
be good on
roast
this.
on it. I don't get the macadamia.
no.
Yeah, definitely not getting
Well,
any
how old
nut.
is this?
Probably 2 years, knowing me. Although judging by that price, probably this year. I think it's this year's.
Oh, okay. This was the Kill the Sun.
Yeah, Kill the Sun.
Okay. What
They
they
doesn't
did?
have the year on it.
They-
12-14.
They do two different series, really. Kill the Sun, and what's the other thing they do?
Nevermore?
Nevermore.
Is there
That's it, okay.
BA barley wine?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This. I mean, it's good.
It's one of the better barrel-aged stouts in the city of Portland.
Sure. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, what Portland brewery makes good barrel aged beers?
Breakside doesn't make bad ones.
They don't make bad ones, but they're not at the level.
Great
I
Ocean. Great
Like. Oh
Ocean.
yeah, but if you can afford them.
Well, if you don't have kids like me.
Right. Right. I mean, Deschutes kind of kicked it off, but
That's Bend.
that was 25 years ago. So
Yeah, and they were always Bend, right?
yeah. I guess it's not Portland. So yeah,
But just like even Oregon in general, like I feel like that's one thing we're kind of lacking.
yeah,
Freem probably makes the best, like
yeah,
portfolio wise.
yeah.
Or Fort George.
I'd say overall Fort George.
Yeah.
But so I talked to somebody. Who did we just talk? Oh, Gary, who we saw, who was saying that he went to Dark Arts. That he and his wife always go at the end of the day because I guess he can get in for cheap at the end of the day and still get around and taste everything.
Okay, yeah.
He said a lot of the
No,
stouts.
she said they paid full price for the
Oh, did
tickets.
they?
Yeah, she said they were $100 this year.
Oh, they went. Okay.
That's why she said they were going to try and volunteer next year.
Oh, right. Okay.
But they weren't impressed
That's
this year.
the thing to do.
Yeah,
He
she said if
said-
you volunteer for a shift, then you get
free entry.
access.
Yeah.
He said that most of the beers were thin this year. He was really disappointed.
Yeah, that is disappointing.
So, I don't know. We didn't go. Who can judge?
Well,
Yeah.
we went for sloppy seconds, so.
Yeah. But we only had like a very small taste of things.
But where's that? What was your favorite year of Dark Arts?
I mean, just out of
For the beers,
nostalgia-
just for the beers, not for the
Porkis
Like-
or the
I mean, obviously, it's
yeah,
terrible years because
and
I wasn't
and the
present.
theme, not for the theme, but for the
or the artists. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just pure
because I have
I
two
mean, the one
right
year
off the
that
bat.
we all went.
2019. I was gonna say that's the only.
That was
that's my
a
only data
really
point.
fun year.
But do you remember what the flavors were?
It-
Because when they
well-
put the lime with the coconut
Oh,
that year,
you're talking about the Matryoshkas.
yeah,
Okay, I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
like overall all the beers because there's a ton of beer there.
I
that
know
isn't
you can
Matryoshka.
mansplain that all you want, but
Hey.
I'm talking about the
Keep it up. I'll start teen-splaining.
whatever
to
you call it, the matryoshka, the
He'll
matryoshka,
start
the
worm-splaining to you.
matryoshka, the whatever. When they put the lime with the coconut and the Marionberry year, those were my favorites.
That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would be good.
But that lime and coconut were my favorites.
I don't remember that.
Put the
One.
lime
don't?
in the coconut.
It might have been the year that we all went.
Huh?
Was that the year that we all went?
I don't know.
I remember
Minus
that was the
without
first,
Beth?
that year opened my eyes to like, holy shit, they have like 30 different variants of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a peanut brittle one they had that year.
And they're releasing stuff right out of the barrel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that was the year they did the lime
must have
because
been.
I think that was
Yeah.
the last year that we went, and
That
I was really like,
2020.
oh, that was.
oh
the,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, that was February 2020.
I feel like
Then
they
that's the
knew-
last year that we all went together.
Yeah, They knew
Yeah.
that shit was hitting the fan. It was the end times, and they were like, we're
Dump all
doing
the
it
barrels.
We're doing it all.
And
Whatever
I
want.
remember going, how is lime going to work in this? This is awful. But it was probably my favorite.
Was it lime or the lime kefir leaf thing or whatever that's called? I don't know.
It was.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if it makes a difference.
But
It
like,
was
yeah,
something
tropical.
lime.
It'd be
It was
tropical.
lime. It was
Yeah, that'd
something
be good.
tart that cut the sweet, and it worked. It was just a perfect combination.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the
that
tart
would-
of the Marionberry, but this year it was strawberry, and it was just too.
That was still really good for me.
To me, it was too sweet. I need that tart to cut through that acid to cut through the sugar.
That's fair. I just remember like 2019 and on where just like the amount of shit and weird stuff that they were putting in that.
yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be terrible. Or like with the like fig one this year, I was like, I don't like the taste of fig in beer. Maybe,
Yeah.
and I had it. It was fucking fantastic. It was perfect. Like, keep it up, Fort George.
Yeah.
Shit.
Did you have a favorite?
Of what?
We're moving on. You just failed the newlywed game. That was your that was your question, and you failed.
I already agreed with you.
Awkward
So,
silence.
I didn't ask you about the
Ring.
worm.
Tape.
Beth, we got this beer for you. Just let
What
you
is
know.
it?
This is that lemon glow up that we had at Great Notion.
You're gonna have to
Okay.
do the swig.
Oh,
Yeah, we have some beers.
Nobody's ready. I'm the only one that's ready. I'll just.
My God, that hippie has some really bad allergies. God, his eyes are red. On the can of the lemon glow up.
They're also real big.
And he married a bear. Look,
Aww.
he chose a bear.
So, do you think that the stoned hippie is a separate character from sober hippie, or is it just a variant of the same? Is that like
Are
step
we getting
2?
into that whole territory that I can't stand?
Yes.
The Great Notion app.
Yes.
Oh my god, I can't even think about that.
How many badges do you
That's
have?
exactly why I brought it up.
0. I want 0 badges from Great Nation.
I see you put your Public Coast tin tacker up.
I sure
It's pretty
did.
sweet.
Yeah.
I'm liking their new Haystack Rock logo.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
You're running out of wall space.
I was kind of.
There is no walls.
I was wondering
yeah.
that when you bought it, and you're like, it's gonna go in the
I'll find a
game.
place. I took down my little rug board and stuck it down there.
Over the window. Just tack it to the
Black
window.
out the room. Yeah, when I started putting this room together, I get to see her eyes going, "Oh, more holes in the wall."
It's a very popular room.
Her eyes got worm sized.
Yep.
Or her worm eyes got human size.
There it is.
Well, in particular, hanging up the guitars because those little wall
Those
hangers,
brackets,
those,
yeah.
those make big holes in the wall.
Yeah,
So-
but you know what? It works. It's a good room.
But you find
Yeah.
yourself a stud. Beep, 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 beep.
yeah.
And you're good to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mrs.
Oh,
Beefy silent.
well, what else do we have to talk about, guys? Anybody have anything beer-ish related we should chat about? Any questions? Any-
I have something beer related that's now popped back up into my head.
Okay.
So we did the Shamrock Run on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
There was no Guinness. You got a free beer afterwards. Guinness was not an option.
What was the...
It was
It's
sponsored by Michelob Ultra.
No, well, yeah,
Oh.
AB. It was sponsored by AB.
So
So
what
it was
were your-
Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, and like Space Dust, and then like a blood
Space
orange.
Dust?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
Elysian.
Elysian is owned by by AB.
Right. I thought I was going back to
Yeah, there was a
Indiana, which
blood
we call it
orange IPA.
Oh yeah, Zombie Dust.
Zombie Dust.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
No
and then like a
Guinness.
blood orange IPA. So I had a Bud Light.
There was no stout?
There
Not that
wasn't.
we
There was
saw.
nothing.
All right, I'm writing a letter.
There was Bud Zero. I did see that get handed
That
out,
was
which
really
which I
nice.
thought was really cool that they had an NA option.
Like we saw a guy walk up and ask the person serving beer a question.
If they had an NA.
And then the guy went into the like cooler truck thing and came out with like a 12-pack of Bud Light Zero.
Cans,
And I was
yeah,
like,
cans of it,
oh,
and-
that's so great.
Yeah, that's
that They
cool.
had that non-alcoholic option. That was
Okay.
nice.
But yeah, I was a little miffed that they didn't have Guinness. So
Why
I
would you not have anything even remotely related to
like
Or-
dry Irish
or
stout or
local.
like Bass or like some sort
Right.
of.
So when you guys registered for the run or the 5K, what did they advertise?
A beer.
I
You
don't-
get a
Just
shirt,
you don't
a
and
medal,
beer,
a beer.
and they don't tell you
No, you don't know.
what it's gonna be.
And then when you get your bib, which you get the day before, on the bottom it says like your T-shirt, and they check it off, and then it's a little Michelob Ultra logo that they initialed to say that you went into the beer tent. Like it was Michelob, and then the beer tent was huge and really big on top. It said Michelob Ultra, like it was very much sponsored by Michelob Ultra.
That's such a gross thing to have in Portland.
I don't know.
Right,
I don't know
that's
if you
what-
guys know this, but Miller Lite only has one more calorie.
Yeah, like
So it's way better.
it was a surprise. Like Jim made
Well,
a
you
comment.
can splurge that one calorie,
Yeah.
you fitness runner.
Jim was like, they'll probably have like Bud Light or something. Like, no. Like we're Portland, they will have at the very least like a local brewery. No, it was
That's
not.
crazy.
Elysian, that's local.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Shit
I'm
was
sure it's
probably brewed in
easy though. I'm
Mexico.
sure it's easier to coordinate with.
It's the only
a
brewery
big
that ever
company like that.
that ever
No doubt.
blocked me because I attacked them on Twitter.
Who?
Elysian. And they blocked. Like no other brewery that's ever been purchased by a corporation has ever blocked me for giving them shit, but they did. So
It pukes stardust. How do you get upset about that? Like
What?
their trucks driving down
Oh.
the highway, puking stardust on
Yeah.
itself. That's amazing.
yeah, they're bad.
So did you go get yourself a Guinness?
Yeah, we went to the grocery store right after, and I got a 4-pack, and
You were down at the waterfront though, right?
yeah,
You just walked over to Kel's.
They had a thing where
I don't
you
think
had
they
a.
were open.
They were early.
Oh.
Yeah, we were
Well-
out of downtown by 10.
Okay.
They had
Like
a
9:30.
pass where you paid $20 for a full day pass, and you got into Kel's and then 2 other locations I can't think of off
Patty's?
the top of my head,
Yeah, Patty's was one.
and another place. But like we couldn't just walk into Kel's and get a beer. Like you had to buy this $20 day
Okay.
pass.
Gotcha.
So we just did
Cover charge.
Yeah, and I asked him ahead of time, like, do you want to do it? And he's like, not really. I was like, that's fair. So we were old people. 5K, grocery store, home by like 10:30 a.m.
Sean doesn't remember, but my last St. Patty's Day where I went out, pre-Christopher,
Yeah.
we went to Kel's We were at
With
Kel's.
me.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you don't remember it.
Angie was there?
Yeah.
Okay, well that would have been no
Right, but you don't. But he doesn't remember it. He doesn't remember it.
Okay, person doesn't remember the first time we
I
ever
know,
met.
and you give me shit about that, but you don't remember that we were all at St. Patty's
Who
Day
all was
together. I don't remember whoever all the older people were I went out with that I
The
worked
Calverts?
with.
Were they there?
Probably. You guys were the older set. I was just the young pup. That
We
Did
should
anyone ever-
do St. Patrick's Day next year. We've already
Where?
registered
No.
for the Shamrock Run
No.
2025.
I don't want to do the Shamrock.
You don't
We could
have
do it
to.
here. We could do it at your. You want to do it on our patio?
I'll
I'll
do
do the
patio?
Shamrock Sit.
You can just meet us afterwards.
Sit
Sean
and cheer.
Sean did a really, really great corned beef and cabbage and potatoes on the Traeger.
Nice.
It was
Oh.
probably the best thing he's done on the Traeger.
Because it was already pre-brined.
But either way, it hadn't been
that
pre-brined,
was
like
really good.
you cooked the hell out of it.
That was good.
Yeah.
The last
It was
time I
good.
had cabbage, I was in
Oh.
high school, and I came home from a party where we were supposed to just be hanging out and playing games, which we were not. So I did not feel great the next mornings when somebody dropped me off at my house, at my parents' house.
That was cabbage.
I was
Cabbage.
18, and my mom had made cabbage as a good luck for New Year's, right? I thought I was going to puke. I was like, oh, the smell is terrible. Like, it's great. It's financial luck to have cabbage on New Year's Day. Is like financial. I thought I was going to die. And I
Yes.
can't tell her why I thought
I've
I was
been
going to
there.
die because I'm 19. So it's like, or 18. I was like,
We eat a
this
lot
is
of cabbage in this house.
like
I
great.
love cabbage.
See, as an adult, I like it a lot more.
No, it's not cabbage. It's sauerkraut, right?
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Sauerkraut New
I
Year's
love
Day.
sauerkraut.
Maybe it
Yeah.
was sauerkraut.
That's
it
that.
smelled,
That adds another layer of.
It smelled
whoop
terrible.
to a
I love
hangover.
sauerkraut.
Yeah.
But like, oh yeah,
But
it's-
there's different sauerkraut.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's homespun sauerkraut, and then there's like,
Canned.
what's the one that is in a jar that your mom
Yeah.
had that literally
Vlasic.
Vlasic.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Like-
the one.
But like when
Yeah.
you're
It's just
when you're
vinegar
hungo-
based.
Yeah, but like when you're hungover
Like the smell.
and then, like you just
Oh.
like wake up to it, like
Yeah.
no,
And you
No.
can't
it's
just
like
say like
feet.
you can't be like sorry I'm hungover.
No,
You're like,
you
I'll
can't
sit
do
down.
anything vinegar.
Yeah, like we played Candyland all night. It was fantastic. Let me eat this great meal you just made. I'm gonna go sleep. Nope.
Man, yeah. After watching someone poop in an alley on St. Patrick's Day, I think it can't get any better than that.
It's
Where was
downhill
that
from
at?
there.
It's done.
Well, that was-
Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Okay, because we don't do that in Portland.
Scranton. Are you from Scranton?
No, but I'm from Pennsylvania.
I told you.
Where in Pennsylvania are
Okay.
you from?
Williamsport, right smack dab in the
Okay.
center.
Okay.
Because
How
last
far
night we
from
were out
Scranton?
to dinner
Hour and a
with.
half to 2 hours.
How far are you from Pittsburgh?
3 hours.
Oh, okay.
Closer
Okay.
to Philadelphia.
Oh.
An
It's-
hour and
no,
a half.
it's,
no,
it's
I'm
about
thinking
3
of it now.
hours to.
So
to-
we
to
were out to
Philly.
dinner
You're in the
last
middle of
night.
town.
It's like
Nowhere in-
right in the middle of the
Pennsylvania's a big
state.
Don't
state.
say nowhere.
Well, but I'm just
You're
saying.
from
Right?
nowhere.
It's not nowhere. It's called Appalachia.
Thank you. We were out to dinner last night, and Gary is from Pittsburgh.
No, Elizabeth is from Pittsburgh.
No, she's from Texas.
Pittsburgh to Texas.
Oh.
Pittsburgh,
Portland.
Texas.
I'm sorry,
Gary's from
Elizabeth.
California.
Okay, sorry, Gary.
Yeah.
And he said, "Isn't Jim from Pittsburgh?" And I said, "No, it's Pennsylvania. That's all I know is Pennsylvania." And they said, "Well, Pittsburgh's in
It's in
Pennsylvania."
Pennsylvania.
And I'm like, "Right, but all I know is Jim's from Pennsylvania and Beth's from Indiana. Nobody
right,
knows
yeah.
the city names because
doesn't-
unless you know, you don't know,
Right.
right?
Unless
We're
big
across the
cities,
country.
you
It's
don't.
far enough away.
Who knows Beaverton or
Right,
Hillsborough?
exactly, yeah.
You know
I tell
Portland,
People, I tell
Yeah.
people I'm from Portland. Yeah.
right?
But
easier.
you know, being 3 hours from
A big city.
from the two big cities and an hour from Penn State and an hour from Harrisburg. There's what town?
Did you guys have internet there?
Do you have electricity?
Have you ever heard of the Little League World Series?
No.
Yes.
That's played in Williamsport.
Oh,
I never
okay.
heard
That's
that.
our claim to
What?
fame.
Why?
Because the original Little League was started in Williamsport.
Okay, there you go.
Like the
Sorry,
whole idea
Jason.
of grooming little kids started in Pennsylvania.
Was that where they coined the phrase "You don't cry in base"? There's no crying in baseball.
That was Tom
that
Hanks.
was in
Thank
the
you.
40s.
That
Thank
was
you very
there's no
much.
crying in softball.
Softball.
There's no
sorry.
crying in women's baseball, I believe is the term.
I thought it was just
the-
crying
was
in
the-
baseball.
It is. there's
It
no
was definitely
crying in
women's
baseball.
baseball.
Don't listen to him.
Okay, before we sign off here, Beth, explain your T-shirt.
Oh, in 2019, the Lentz neighborhood had a chicken beauty contest.
Oh.
And I thought they were making it up. So I went with Jim and a coworker of mine, and we voted on the most beautiful chicken in this big
the
park.
Chicken Beauty Contest of 2019.
Yeah, and I don't know if they had it in 2020 because COVID, and I don't know if they've picked it back up since COVID. But I bought a T-shirt.
Well, that's pretty unique.
I literally voted on chicken to see
Chicken
which
Beauty.
is my
Yeah,
beautiful.
and there are bylaws, and there is people raising stinks, and
It was a good
Jim.
time.
there is
Did
drama.
you see any hot chickens?
They were so cute. They have like floofy heads.
Yes.
All chickens are beautiful.
There's
loved
so
it.
many.
Actually, there are so many different species.
Oh, definitely.
They are.
We take our
They are
chickens
pretty.
seriously in Portland.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And, they
And
have
our ducks.
and they all have names.
And the Lentz neighborhood
Too
is
soon.
not like a rural neighborhood. It is in
It
Portland.
is not rural.
No, it was like a
Not the
park.
Rural juror.
It was a. I was a rural
You were a rural
juror
juror.
voting on chickens.
Oh my god.
Hey, I think Beth and I did pretty good tonight.
You guys
I'm going to
did
give us a
great.
5 out of 5.
I would too.
Yeah.
Thank you for sitting in.
And a round of applause.
I was, there was
Lemon
less,
and a
blow
woo, woo.
8%.
there was
yeah.
less
8%.
screaming.
No.
This is
They're talking over
fantastic.
us.
Lemon
now.
blow up from Great Notion. This is really good beer.
There were a lot
We
less-
had it on tap.
There were a lot
Yeah,
less ghosts
but I
and
didn't know
true
it was
crime in this
8%.
podcast, and I thought there'd be.
Oh, it is?
That's all I listened
Yeah.
to.
You what?
I only listen to true crime and spooky podcasts. I thought that's what this was going to be. So good luck.
Oh my
But,
god.
Is this where we start talking about books and Disney, or?
Nope. This is where we
Oh my
sign
God, I
off.
have a book thing
Books
for you.
and Disney. Books and Disney.
Episode 104 of the Portland Beer Club podcast, your online bottle share. Our thoughts go out to Marcus and Rebecca and Hannah. Rip.
We miss you guys.
Yeah, and we will see
Miss you,
you next
Marcus.
month with the full cast intact. But again, this was a lot of fun having the ladies on the show.
At least for us.
Our newlywed edition of the Portland Beer Club podcast.
Maybe not for you listeners.
And we will see you in April. Any last words from anybody?
Shy
welcome,
nude.
Jason.
That's another episode of the Portland Beer Club podcast. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Untapped, and check out our website at www.portlandbeerclubpodcast.com.